Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Tales of Galaea. I am the Galaean, your game master and endless lore factory. And today we have an amazing chapter for you. Before we begin, let's give a friendly little wave to our delightful players, Guillam, Ali, Z, and Bonbeesly. Thank you all for being here. Now, let's start the game, shall we? All right. Look at us starting our first game. I want to thank you guys, like I said, for all being here. It's going to be a fun ride, I think. It's been a long time, and I'm excited to get back into it. So, as you guys may know, you are all members of the Wanderers Guild. That is basically, in the world of Galaea, the Wanderers Guild is the adventurers for hire, basically. That means that it's easier for you to find quests and earn riches, and a lot less dangerous when you are little baby level ones, like you are now. That also means you are going to have to deal with a little bit of an introduction. Right now, what you guys see is, let's see if we can bring something up for you. Let's take a look. You are basically in, let's see where. You are in basically a room in the Wanderers Guild House of the city of Astralarum. In this room, which is pretty close to what you're seeing here, there are you and 4 other people. There is a man who has been talking to you for the last, I want to say 2.5 hours. And he finishes by saying, and that's really the most important thing you need to know to be a productive member of the Wanderers Guild. Okay, so recap. Over the last 3.5 hours, we've talked about what the Wanderer Guild is, where the Wanderers Guild houses are located, and the hierarchy of each guild. You know the expectations, the costs, and other procedures of being a member. You know all about the amazing amenities and benefits the guild has to offer. You know now how to take on and find relevant quests, and why it's better to get quests at the guild for new adventures than elsewhere. Of course, I've already placed you all into carefully selected groups, and he points to the 4 of you. There's nobody else in the room. And of course, the most important thing to be a productive member of the Wanderers Guild, you'll never forget that. So now that we're all done, do we have any questions? And he just kind of stares at you. And dead silence. You guys do understand everything I told you, right?
Excuse me, darling. You'll have to forgive an old lady, but could you repeat that most important thing again? Just once, and loudly, please.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I didn't realize you were hard of hearing. Of course, it's the most important thing about being a productive member of the Wanderers Guild, of course, is to help everyone you can. That way, you'll get on everybody's good side and be sure to be in their good graces in the future.
Even if they're not very nice people?
Yes, maybe especially sometimes. You do want to help everybody you can, don't you?
What if they've murdered everything you hold true and dear?
He's a little scared. He steps back the way this scary lady don't talk to him. Yeah, well, miss, yes, then maybe you don't have to wholeheartedly help them.
I'm gonna
But
kind of lean
as
towards
you
the
as
side.
you all, you guys are all kind of spread out, so you're really not quite. You can like probably sign to them, but you guys are like all spread out in this room. Yeah, and then the man goes, "Well, you are here to help people, aren't you?"
Oh yes, of course.
I don't believe you. I don't believe a thing you're saying.
Now, the company's policy on tips, any gratuities, any sort of if the customer is kind of inspired by our performance and wishes to show their appreciation.
That's a good point. It does feel like we're getting off track here. You guys just assure me here. You guys do want to help people, right?
Of course.
Okay. Yes. What the Wanderers Guild does is basically put you in touch with people who need help, and they usually pay you for it. We take a small fee from them to connect the two, but otherwise, you're usually getting paid from them. And I'm sure if you do a great job, they'll tip you if that's what you're interested in.
So you've already taken your fee. You won't be concerned about anything extra.
Like I said before, yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic.
You know, really, the greatest tip is knowing that you've done something good for someone, right?
That's right. Yes.
Monetary compensation only goes so far.
I was
Maybe
worried.
a nice fresh loaf of bread or something, but really just seeing them smile is probably about good enough.
This feels like we're getting back on track. Yes. Yes. A smile, doing a good deed is a big part of why the Wanderers Guild is around. Of course, there's still money to be made. Of course, that's why we're all in this game. But I think that another part of it is seeing smiles on people's faces. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He looks a little bit relieved after the interesting line of queries. So, any other questions?
When do we start?
Well, you start right now. Here, as if you guys are all done with all the questions, I can give you
a bulletin board for, all these requests and stuff.
Like I said previously, yes, there is an officer downstairs who has our Wanderers Guild book and has all the current clients that the Wanderers Guild is trying to help, and they can hopefully find a good match for you when you're all set up here. As soon as you're ready to get started, if you're raring to go, you can go downstairs and get a quest from the officer, like I said previously.
Well, then I dare say, let's get started.
Okay. Well, then, if you guys are all ready, here are your since you are now full-fledged wanderers, then here are your wanderers badges. He kind of walks over to each one of you. Like I said, you guys are kind of spread out throughout this room. And he hands you a coin. It's not really like a badge. It's a coin. On one side, it's a guy's face. On the other side is your name. As you take it, I'm assuming you take when he hands it to you, it starts to glow light blue magically in your hand.
When I heard the word badges, I did look a little askance, but seeing that it's not actually a badge, I am, of course, wearing a very fine, if somewhat dingy and road damaged coat, was very expensive at one point. Very glad I won't be poking holes in it. I can slip this in my pocket.
Luke was worried about his finery.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. You look at these badges and these pens, and they're very pompous and impressive, but you take them out and they leave holes, and that's got to get repaired. Who's going to pay for that? Is he going to pay for it? Doesn't seem like it.
Somehow we were all able to read this on Luke's face. He is visibly relieved that his clothes won't get damaged.
Mm-hmm.
Did we all get introduced to each other already?
No, you guys don't know each other. And you guys, he goes, please stick with your group to keep things running smoothly. And he points at the other people, and which should be easy since it's just the four of you.
I try
Do
to like
you do a
follow.
lot of business here? Out of curiosity.
Z, what were you gonna say?
As I say, you're leaving the room right now?
No,
the-
he's like
Uh.
standing around, like seeing what you guys do. I guess he's kind of like
Okay,
wrapping up
sorry.
a class, basically. So the teacher basically is just waiting for his next class, and there's no rush or whatever. But he's not like leaving you alone.
Okay, got it.
Guillam, what were you gonna say?
I was going to ask him, do you do a lot of business here? It does seem a little slow.
The Wanderers Guild isn't really a business. It's more of a guild, so we're kind of
It's
like
a service. I apologize.
But I do understand what you're saying. Yeah, since we're so far north, there's a lot less adventurers.
Mhm.
But as you all know, the continent of Norvellum has a plenty of adventure to be had. But it's probably a portion of the fact that we are so far north, and then also we are in the middle of the holiday, as you guys all know. It's I believe, the 9th day of the Games of Guillam. So probably a lot of people are celebrating or traveling to Wendelin for that. So that's also counts for that.
What city are we in right now?
You are in Astralarum.
And how do you spell
Give me that
Guillermo?
smile. What was that, Guillam?
How do you spell Guillermo? The 9th day of the Games of Guillermo, you said?
Guillam. He's a god. Guillam. Gaer space MOL. He's one of the gods.
Well, I was about 20% right in my guess.
That's good. That's actually good for all my crazy names that I come up with.
Well, I like put my hands on my knees and kind of rock a little bit and then hoist myself up and go. All right, kids, he's ready to get going.
Are we
excited
gonna
to help people and maybe check out this town I just got here?
the mannerisms is really what's gonna sell this character for me, I think. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Yes. You stand up. I think everybody else is still sitting down.
Yeah, I kind of like raise my hand as she's
Mhm.
standing, like rolling up.
Yeah. Yes. Scary woman. I mean,
So-
Devi, I believe.
So you said that you've chosen us all for a reason, and not to. It's the elephant in the room. Why are we all together? What is?
I believe you must
criteria?
have. You're so tall, you must have hit your head on the door on the way in. Obviously, you applied to be a wanderer. You
I
all got
understand that.
letters
Thank
to
you, sir.
join the
I understand that part.
Wanderers Guild.
Thank you.
Okay.
You made that very no. That
As I said before,
there was. Yes, no, sir. Go on.
but as far as you guys joining together, you're the only other people in this class, so it's going to be tough to find somebody else.
What he's saying is that his cup hardly overfloweth with adventurers. We're the dregs.
Well, that's a negative
half
way to
full,
look
half
at it.
empty.
I think this is fate. This is fantastic. There's only so many of us. I mean, you don't want a huge group. It's a perfect amount. I'm glad to be here.
I like her positivity. He
Cup
points.
half full positivity. That's how I'm
Yes.
doing it. You know, we
Yeah.
all are here for a reason. And however we got selected to be together, you know, applying whatever, you know, it all just worked out. So
You guys
That's
are
right.
saying this
I'm here for it.
positive word a lot.
The instructor guy, he looks around and he's like, maybe you guys should take some time to get to know each other. Maybe I should step out before things get too heated. Do you have any other questions for me?
Not right now, but if we do, can we
I'll
find
be,
you?
Yeah, I'll be right back down the hallway where you came in. I've got an office down there. You can just knock on the door. It sounds like you guys maybe need some time to get acquainted. Of course. Just give me a holler if you need anything. And he steps out back into the hallway, and as he does, he gives kind of a look back like, holy moly, every class gets worse and worse. And then he walks. You can hear his footsteps go down the hallway. And you are left alone in this room.
Bye.
I mean, it sounds like he's the common denominator, but
So what are y'all's names?
Asuna.
Oh, that's a lovely name. It's nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. I guess we got to do the whole everybody tells their name introduction stuff, the awkward part, and then
That's the
hopefully
best place to start. Yeah.
It's true.
Well, I'm Tallulah. You can call me Granny Tallulah or Tallulah. Or if we get real close, you can call me Tallulah, but that's very rare. Mostly Granny. You can call me Granny too. Granny Tallulah, whatever suits you.
Granny Tallulah. And what is your favorite method of combat?
Conversation.
I like that. It's refreshing.
Is that what the people refer to as a joke?
Sweetheart, what's your name?
I am Devi.
That's a nice name.
It
It is a nice name.
It is an occurrence to make your acquaintance.
That's like saying, it was meeting you. Instead of saying, nice. It's just, I met you.
I have met you.
I met you. I have met you.
It was
I
an
just
occurrence in
looked
which I
perplexed.
met.
It was an occurrence where I met you, and here we are
We're
right
here.
now.
Well, all right. How about you, sir? What's your name?
so Luke kind of stretches languidly. This is a empty room, but even if it weren't, he would have been man-spreading on the bench. He is kind of, a lanky, kind of aristocratic feature. Some would say his chin was weak. Some would say it's noble. Some would say his hair is balding. Others would say it's flowing back in a very coiffed and handsome way. He has very piercing blue eyes, and he kind of gives you a smile and says, "My name is Luke. You may have heard of me. I've been touring the region recently." From his loot, you can see that he is a performer of some variety.
I haven't. Why would we have heard of you?
What is your favorite method of combat?
The bon mot, my dear friend.
Jeez.
The bon mot. Is that
Like a
from?
sandwich.
Is that from Elon? That sounds like that's from the east.
Oh, nice.
But
No, it's not. It's not
no,
from Elon?
no. Actually, is that where I'm from? I didn't write that one down in my notes.
Luke, you are from Elon, yes.
Indeed, you are correct.
That's pretty good.
I wrote down. It's
Good
funny.
call. If I can read them.
It's very funny. I wrote down all my key terms, but I didn't actually write down the country I'm from. Anyway. Yes, you have an excellent ear for accents, my friend. What is your favorite method of combat?
Oh, she looks pleased that someone would finally ask her, and she takes a long time to think about.
Makes a lot of changing expressions.
Yeah, there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes. Yes.
Hand to hand.
Never would have guessed.
No, wouldn't have pegged it. Well, shall we go prove ourselves in a dash of daring do?
Well,
Make people smile.
I turned to Allie's character. And what is your favorite? I assume we were next to each other. We were like,
You guys are all spread out.
You're
like,
next
nobody.
to me. Well, you mean
Nobody's really next to anybody because you all assumed that the
We're all
room would
spread out
fill up with
and-
people or whatever, and you didn't know
of
anybody,
those.
so you just sat down and you're like, "Oh, this is And then, yeah. So you guys are all kind of, you guys are almost basically, I wouldn't say yelling across the room, but,
Projecting.
projecting, definitely.
What's everyone wearing?
All right, one at a time. Luke, what are you wearing? You kind of gave us a little bit finery.
A very old, very fine, very expensive looking, but quite kind of dusty from the road riding coat. It is blue with some gold threading. The gold's a little faded now. It would be paired normally perhaps with like a silk cravat or some lace around the sleeves, but that has long since gone, if it was ever there.
Yeah, that was kind of a basic description, but I guess that's enough to go by for now. And then Tallulah, what's yours?
I'm
The same
wearing
level of detail.
I'm wearing a what even color is it? I'm wearing an apron. It's a nice floral apron. It's kind of lavender colored with some little flowers on it that were obviously hand embroidered. The whole thing is clearly hand embroidered. There's a little bit of lace along the bottom. That's it, because I'm a qua.
I mean,
We don't wear clothes.
you could wear clothes, yes. You're
I
not
mean,
wearing.
okay, that and like some little arm warmers because it gets chilly. Little scarf. I get chilly.
Excellent. Asuna, what are you wearing?
I have this like black cloak cape kind of thing. Then this like black and brown dress that's kind of like a corset and like a really long, like kind of light brown skirt. And then I have these gloves on, these brown gloves. Then I got these sort of like adventure looking boots on. Those are brown too. And then I got like braids in my hair and stuff and glasses. But that's what
Nice.
I'm wearing.
All right, and then you got to do if you can.
Yeah,
Dish it,
I
you got to
do,
take
yeah.
it, Devi.
So I have this like bronze chainmail armor get up, pretty standard warrior garb sort of stuff, like some fur accents on it. Rusted over, looks like it's been used for 10-15 years. Same, just a bunch of like kind of like a chainmail ish leggings and some gauntlets.
Does it look like it's been through a lot, or is it brand new? Or
Yeah, no, all of it's definitely like it's tarnished. It's cracking in certain places. You can see it's been welded, repaired, like just countless times.
okay,
Yeah, very dirty, but like no, not dirty, but like it's worn, right? So it's been like cleaned many times, and so that abrasion.
Oh yeah,
Old and experienced, but well taken care of.
Absolutely. So I'm about to ask. I'm kind of like sizing Asuna up as I ask her. Like, so what's your favorite? And then I'm just like, mage, and I just turn away and I don't even finish the.
Whoa. Uh-oh.
Young lady, that was kind of.
I'm
rude.
sorry. You're right. I've been trying to work on it. What is your favorite method of combat? Ask it over to Asuna.
I told you. I said, or I don't remember if I told you now. I like magic. I like spells, wizardry, all that stuff. Which
That's
I don't
pretty
know
impressive.
if you would be. I don't know if you would be into that, but that's what I'm into. Because you're a little more.
If you're into it, yes.
That takes a long time to learn, young lady. That's not just something that happens. Well, it does to some, but she said wizardry, so that takes a long time to learn. That's pretty impressive. That requires discipline.
It does require discipline. You're right. It does.
Yeah.
Lucarian yawns and says, "Oh, we've been sitting here for a while. Why don't we stretch our legs and see what jobs are on offer?"
You're right. Let's take some action. Let's go. Speaks.
I love that. I love that jumping into action. That'll make sure you live a super long time in my They're talking a lot because it's safer in this room. After this room, who knows where I put the dragon. So everybody gets up and reading Lucarian's body language and starts heading out the door, is what it sounds like.
I believe we were told that the board or the job listings are downstairs, right?
Yeah, it's a book. There's an officer downstairs that's their only job is like to greet people, take care of their like when clients basically come in, people that need help, they'll come in, they don't go through the whole place. There's like an entryway where one or sometimes two officers come in. They have a big book of all the quests, basically, things that people need help with. They come in, they say, hey, I need somebody to come see me. They pay their little fee. And after a little bit of information, they say, okay, we'll send somebody to you as soon as we can. So everybody, all the guild members, as they'll come, they don't have to keep doing quests. They come in like when they want a job. It's almost like contracting in a way. So you guys technically don't have to take a quest. You guys could just do whatever you want. And that goes for the rest of the game. You don't always have to take quests from here. But what happens is it's a nice way for, there's usually going to be a quest here for you guys, especially in these lower levels. That's a big book. So you just go down there and they look through the book. You guys all pass this room, and actually one of the officers actually directed you to where you're supposed to go as you came in separately. So it's not super hard for you guys to go back downstairs together as a group, as a motley group, and find the front desk, basically. As you, which is what I'm assuming everybody does? Or, okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. So you guys end up going back downstairs, down to this, basically it's kind of a big room where the stairs kind of open up into, and it's the big meeting room on one side. On the back wall right next to where you guys are coming back down is the desk where there is a woman there, and the other side's the front door, two big doors. Downstairs it does feel like a little bit colder because you are getting closer to being outside, and outside, since you're in the north, is pretty cold. There is a woman behind the desk. She is a daimyo, which is like a fiendling. They basically are humanoids that were made by the fiends from the fiendish wastes. They broke away from that and live all throughout Galaea, and they're good people and bad people just like everybody else, but they usually have the more exotic hair colors and more exotic skin, and they do have horns, so things like that. She sees you guys kind of ambling down the stairs and raises an eyebrow, and she goes, how did your orientation go?
Oh, it was delightful.
Swimmingly.
Glad.
Fun.
Kind of, we started really strong and then kind of tapered out, but that's all right. Can't win them all over.
As the vibe might say, it was.
Yes.
It was a thing that happened
It was.
to be.
Yes, it was
have
a
been
thing
known
that
to say
happened.
that. This ends well.
The instructor, did he tell you about your lodgings and that you can eat here, or did he neglect to tell you that?
He said a lot of things. I'll be frank. The man's presentation and delivery could use a lot of improvement. I don't know if he has much public speaking experience as an instructor, but as a student, I feel like I wasn't particularly engaged with. So if he did say, I'm afraid it just glazed on through. So I would be happy to hear a refresher for someone as charming as yourself.
Oh, why, thank you. We do appreciate our more critical guild members. So Thank you for your opinion. As he may or may not have told you, there are a number of rooms set aside for members that are staying with us for a short time. If you need help and where to find them, you can just let me know. And also, we do have a kitchen where you can get food. Of course, this is all part of being a guild member. So feel free to stay as long as you need here. Just let us know when you leave so we can clean up your room and set it aside for the next member that needs to stay.
Do you have any suggestions about things we might see here in Astralarum? I've never been here before. It's wonderful.
Oh, it's your first time to the city. You're in for a real treat. Astralarum is, as everyone knows, is the magical city of Galaea. I'm sure you've noticed some of our wonders, including the astral obelisk, the huge tablet-like black towering piece of stone that scholars are endlessly trying to decipher. As she turns to Asuna. You seem to, if I recall, you are a wizard. You probably know a lot about how that stone is believed to be the source of all magic in Galaea. Do you? They say those with magical abilities can feel it. Do you feel it?
I feel something.
Yes? Oh, was that okay? Well, anyways, there's lots of other things. And she goes like, oh, and then anyways, there's some other. She's like, there's magic in this city. Is there anything else I could tell you about? She just gets flustered.
Is there anything we should look out for that we might need to be concerned about?
That's a good question.
Things they don't like maybe in this city?
Well, of course, as you all know, the openly religious aren't very tolerated in Astralarum. We've had a lot of the city's founders have had a lot of incidents with the outwardly religious, and but they are welcome to stay in exclusia outside the city walls. So just make sure if you are the of the religious persuasion, then you just keep it quiet. While in the city, of course, the Wanderers Guild harbors no such delineations between magical or religious. And of course, we have our own methods of getting religious wanderers in and out of the city without any issues. And then just, if they are to stay in the city, just advise them to not to make a show of it, like some might do, just going up to the most important place in all of the city and then telling them you're a paladin. Maybe wouldn't, like, just for example,
that
like,
would be foolish.
What
That
if,
seems
like, the
ridiculous.
craziest
I
thing
mean-
would be like to go to the center of all magic in Galaea, who has a bad history with religion and religious type people, and then loudly, like, it would be crazy, but let's just bear with me, like loudly proclaim that you're a paladin and you're here on some sort of official, but that wouldn't probably be good.
Yeah.
You'd probably be
who would do
teleported.
that?
You'd be
Sounds like a
teleported.
foolish warrior if I've ever heard of one.
Yes, that would be, I don't even know why I brought that up. That's like so obviously
It's such
silly.
a famous story. Obviously, you brought it up.
Right. Of course. I'm sure this is also a funny anecdote to other people besides just the three of us.
Yeah, Allie's had to hear the story. It's
Okay. So yes, I would be worried about that. But anybody with a little sense in their head would know to keep their any extravagant religious leanings buttoned down while in city limits, or at least
So they
away from
exclude-
the more
Sorry.
the authorities.
They exclude all the religious. They can just do that.
They did do that, yes. They, as you know, the arcane trials were a big deal between the magic users and the religious, and just like Paravet and Elin has little tolerance for magic users, Astralarum is the same with the religious.
It was won through war. Decided
There were
through war.
it was
Through combat.
Yes, there was many died. Yes, it looks like you know a lot about that. You're very into that, aren't you? Oh, you're staring at me. Okay, I'm just gonna look away.
So, are we allowed to just look into the book of quests, or?
Yes, I will actually read it for you. Again, it's my job to make sure if you're ready for quests. Seems like you are all eager to take on something.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of
Okay.
lean towards Asuna. I hope there's a quest to go to the market. I'd love to see the markets here.
Need help buying a bag of flour. You'd love that. You would love that.
Worth 600 gold. Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, let me look at this book. So she looks at this big book. It looks like it's been used for years and years and years. There's like hundreds and hundreds of pages. Obviously, it's all been filled out, and now she's kind of like going through some of the more recent entries. She goes, well, it looks like there's 3 or 4 things that might interest you. Would you like to hear them?
Mm-hmm.
This one says a local businessman needs help procuring some necessary components which have not yet been delivered.
Ooh.
It might be flour. You never know. It might be like
That's a
Poison.
component
or something,
Okay.
some sort of radioactive.
component of a recipe.
That's true.
Component sounds like he's building something.
It does sound like.
We've got frightened local businessman needs help making an important delivery along the same lines. Sounds like either one of those might be good. Either one could be flour.
I heard frightened local businessman at first and got excited, and then realized you're saying frightened already.
Like the quest was to frighten a local businessman. You'd be like a shoo-in. It'd be like so good.
Yeah.
Go
And
on.
this one says, just scare some random guy. Do you want to do that one? It's like she's already out the door.
turning over a new
Device
leaf.
like on. We have one. A woman saw something strange on the roof of her house and needs someone to investigate.
Could be a cat.
It's probably
Could
a
be-
cat.
I think it's a bag of flour.
What if it's a cat holding a bag of flour?
Oh,
And if it put its face in the flour, have you ever seen that? That's pretty scary.
Understandable.
I don't like cats.
Oh,
Oh,
the room turns even colder. I don't know.
I want to sell
Um,
16 cats, murder 3 men in cold blood.
It's like
you
a
love that.
like a cloud goes over the sun and the like windows darken and then the only light is like the candles and Devi's like those 16 cats, they had blood in their eyes. They were ready for I barely got out with my
These men were
Seems like
wounded,
something
but you
you'd
didn't
love.
deserve that.
oh man, she's not even staring, she's not even looking at anybody, she's just like staring off into the corner.
Sitting there.
They
It
did
is
disgrace
weird.
themselves through getting injured in combat. It's not like that.
So wait, the cats attacked a bunch of people or
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, I know you like combat, but
oh,
it sounds
so
like
in Devi's world even the pets are just like
Not all combat is honorable, miss.
Okay. And then the last one we have is the owner of a local theater needs help assisting a performer slated to take the stage.
Oh, that sounds like we just gotta, pump them up, get them feeling good about themselves.
Have you
So-
dealt with actors? They're exhausting.
yeah.
He's correct.
Everybody could use some support,
right.
though. I mean, maybe
I
they
mean,
just
if we're
haven't
gonna-
had enough.
I mean, we are
Support
supposed to
anybody.
help people.
One person said he was frightened. Clearly, they're the most in need of support.
So we've got something strange on the roof of the house. We got components, not undelivered components. from the first businessman, we've got the theater actor thing, and we've got the frightened businessman with an important delivery. All so vague. Sorry,
I
I'll
feel like
try to write
anybody
down.
could help with the theater stuff. I feel like we should maybe look at the other two. Because, I mean, it's like you said, like it could be, we're helping maybe more. I don't know. Since it's so vague, the theater thing just throws me
Art's
off. So I'm
very
like, what-
important.
I mean, it is. I'm intrigued,
it?
but I'm also like, I don't know. I guess we're going to have to figure it out.
Combat is an art.
It is.
Yeah.
You're right. It is.
Yeah.
And art's one of the
Sure.
things that we fight to
The-
protect,
in
right?
the theater, they could be doing a play where there's fake combat and we have to help them. So that could work. Maybe.
I don't understand, but I heard combat, and so
That's all you need to know.
I'm
That's all you need to know. I'm not
inclined
even
to
gonna bother.
believe you.
That
Bother?
Luke here doesn't seem to want to help the actor, though, so maybe.
You can't help actors. They can only help
Have
themselves.
you been hurt?
How many cats were involved?
Who hurt you, sweetheart?
Who hurt you?
Man.
Have you been hurt by an actor before?
Personally, the
I mean, I
most
get it.
engaging and lucrative sounds like one of the businessmen offers. Either
Just
to procure the materials or possibly escort the businessmen. I mean, you said you wanted to go see the market, didn't you, grandmother?
Yes. I could be. I'm happy to do any of them. I just don't think we should dismiss the actor. We don't know what happened. But I'm happy to do any of them.
If an actor needs help getting on the stage, they're not worth our time.
That is unkind. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know.
That
Could
is
be real
true.
bad. Maybe they also got frightened like the businessman.
Bees.
Maybe they could have stage fright.
Bees being like the voice of reason is like I'm doing like this weird. I don't understand what's going on here. Just shake that off.
Not just fighting to fight.
I'd like to. Can
Yeah.
I turn to the person at the counter and ask if she knows any more details? You know, anything she's not telling us?
No, but she's like I wish I could help, but I didn't even take some of these down. It may have been the other officer. So
So there's no.
I have
any recommendations or anything.
no. She basically these are her recommendations. Let me put it that way. There's a bunch of stuff she's gone through. There's a bunch more
And
other.
then these are the ones. Okay.
These are the ones she like sized you guys up. She's like, which is going to make these guys fight the most within their own group. And then she picked these.
God.
So more or less, this is her recommendations. The only other information is the name of the person and where to find them. But I'm only going to tell you that after you pick because I don't want to confuse everybody.
Why don't we go help that frightened businessman? It may be just a simple case of reassurance that they need. Maybe not. I just don't think we don't know each other yet. So I'm a little apprehensive about getting into anything too dangerous.
Yeah,
I feel like
you
this is
guys.
probably the best choice out of all of them, especially if we're trying to help and make a difference for someone that really needs it. So I guess, I would vote that one too.
You might get to fight somebody. I don't know. I hope not.
Surely the
Seems
businessman
like
is
combat.
frightened of something.
Just gotta find out what it is.
Could be the consequences of his own actions. We don't know.
Could even be that.
He needs like someone, please rein me in. I've been
Oh god.
too wild. Yeah, I'm sure that's it.
This character's so stupid.
No way. It's
Oh god.
yeah. I was gonna say, but
So,
So it sounds like
everyone
we're settled?
decided?
Yeah.
Well,
sounds
you
like-
get a vote too, Divide. How do you feel about that?
can hear the rest of the town, city waking up in the background.
I will not stand in the way of all of y'all's decision. I respect it. We shall do whatever it is you said you wanted to do.
Just glad she didn't talk about stabbing anything or whatever.
Not yet.
gotta get out there to stab.
Oh no.
Okay. Devi afraid of cats.
With good reason. Like, that's the problem.
Hey, you would be too.
She has a good reason. All right. Sounds like we're ready for a frightened local businessman needs help making an important delivery. All right. So, the woman, she says, you're going to have to go. Okay. So, you're going to have to go to the Hilltop District, which is more to the north of the city, to see a man called Abel Damark. Abel is like enable, ABLE, LE, and then Damark, DAMARK. He is the owner of his shop, Northern Gemstones and More.
How did you spell his name again?
Abel, ABLE, Damark, DAMARK.
Is there any like signage we might be able
She-
to demark his store from the street?
Okay. Where's the negative experience point button on this thing? I haven't put that in yet. She gives you actual straight up directions. You have to get there, but you know how to get there too. Now, you guys go ahead and step out the door, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
All right.
I tell the young lady officer, thank you. And I didn't
So-
get your name, ma'am. What's your name?
Oh.
We are so rude.
Yeah, well, I was thinking that too. Yeah, my name is Sarah. Sarah Portent. You can come back and see me if you have any problems.
Thank you. Thank you so
course.
much for all your
Good
help.
luck
You
at-
have a wonderful day.
She feels like she's at a Cracker Barrel. She's like, thank you. man."
The toys are over there.
She's like, good luck on your adventure. And you guys leave the door out into the chilly cold air of Astralarum. Looks like this. Now the sounds make a little more sense, hopefully.
How far are we from the city center?
Okay, so you are. Let's see. What do you mean the city center? Where, like the actual city center, or what do you? What are you looking
where was
for?
the giant tower? Is that in the
Yeah.
center of the town, or is that at the top?
That's like imagine like a circle, and all of the the astral obelisk, and there's a big tower in front of it. Those are all basically at the very like most northern part of this circle of the city.
Are we in like the southeastern corner,
Now
southwest
let's
corner?
double check. You are in Guild's End. You're kind of like in the southeast corner of Astralarum. So there's, like I said, there's the obelisk, and it's not quite at the very top of the circle. It's a little bit farther down because there is an area behind it, around it. Like, so basically the whole city surrounds this huge stone. It's like 60, 70, 80 feet high, this big black obelisk covered with writing. You can see it almost from anywhere in the city. And then there's a tower, a big tower right in front of it called the Shaded Tower. And that's where all the head of the government is, and all the authority is, most of the authority. But there is an area, a district of Astralarum that is behind it. And that is Hilltop. It's Hilltop because the ground does go up, and Hilltop gets a real commanding view of where it's not being blocked by the obelisk, which is not super huge considering the thing goes back pretty high. Like it's not blocking it all out, just like a little part of it. But where it's not being blocked, the Hilltop area is very nice because it's basically almost like an auditorium, being able to see the rest of the city down below. That is the most northern part of the city proper. There's another, there's basically 2 sets of walls that surround Astralarum. You pass through, everybody except for Asuna passed through both of those as they came into the city. There's an inner one, and then there's a couple of big districts in between the 2 walls, and then on after that second wall, there's the countryside. So it's pretty well, has a pretty strong defense. Most, except for 2, like I said, of the districts of Astralarum are within that inner ring, though, including Guild's End, where you are in the southwest, and then Hilltop, and the High Citadel, which is the area with all the obelisk and the tower and some other government buildings.
So the Hilltop, did you say that the Hilltop Lake District was towards the north as well?
Yeah,
Towards
Hilltop is the most northern.
Up?
Yeah, you'd have to go almost around, you have to go around the, more or less, you have to go around the obelisk and the High Citadel to get to Northern Gemstones and more.
And is Exclusia on an east or western side of, or is it is it both, or just anywhere outside the wall?
Exclusia is the only district that is actually outside of the wall. It's technically not a district, but it is an area where all the religious people are congregating. And I wouldn't say rioting is way too strong, but they're yelling on boxes, crates and boxes, and yelling at all the people that are coming in from it's only located on the, let's say, southeastern part of the city. Outside both of the walls, there is a street that comes in, Monument Way. And it's right by Monument Way, basically. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yep.
Question, Game Master. During our initiation, were we told what the consequences for failing the quest would be?
What are the consequences for failing a quest?
Yeah, let's say the shopkeep wants us to transport some gems, and we accidentally someone attacks us and we lose the gems, or we drop them somewhere, they fall off a truck. What would happen as a consequence of that?
It depends specifically on the things that happen to lead to that. If you're on the hook for the gems, then you'd have to pay the guy back, or find the gems or replace them. It's basically, if you're transporting, let's say, a bunch of gems, I would assume that you're responsible for it, and he'll know whoever it is. So we're guessing it's going to be Abel, but whoever it is for, say, the next quest or whatever, it's a natural course of things. They're going to know where you're at and try to see what happened and see what you're doing to make it right.
All right, so it really is gig economy, where we'd be on the hook. The company doesn't insure it or anything like that.
So the alternative is they give their gemstones to 4 strangers, and then if those 4 strangers just happen to lose the gems, some insurance would pay for it. Is that the alternative?
Well, I mean, I imagine there's some benefit to using the service. And we are employees, not really acting in our personal capacity. But
you're they're not on the hook for whatever happens on the adventure. The Wanderers Guild has nothing to do with your actual adventure.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a hub for adventurers to hang out and get quests. What happens on those quests is not like licensed and bonded because that would be insane to like do insurance on like fighting a dragon or something, you know?
I see you, Guillam.
No, I just want to make sure we're all on the same page.
You're gonna
that's
steal
all.
those gems. He's gonna steal those gems.
I wouldn't steal a single thing. Anyway, thank you. You've answered my question.
Sure.
Is it far to the Hilltop District from where we're at?
Let's see. You can kind of tell it's gonna be a bit of a walk, maybe an hour, hour and a half. Maybe even 2 hours, depends. It's a big city.
Well, we best get going.
All right. So you make your way outside the Wanderers Guild house. Let's see. Guild's End, where you're at right now, it's where obviously a lot of the guilds are located. The Messengers Guild, Merchants Guild. This is where they're all been allowed to set up shop, basically. So you're passing another number of big buildings with people coming and going on their various tasks. It's not to say that there aren't people living. There's basically people, there's like residences all over. There's no place except for one where people aren't like living, but the predominant things you can find in Guild's End, there's a couple of inns, there's stables, but there's also the a lot of the guild houses, including your Wanderers Guild house. You make your way towards the north. Let's see. Sarah, as she gave you the directions, she said something kind of strange, but she said, don't go. Basically, you're going out and you're looking, let's say, east. So you'd want to go left, which would be north. And she said, basically, go right. She said, go south, basically, and then kind of like cup around. Now that you're out there and looking at it, you're like, wait a minute. Left is where you can see it. You can see it to your left. Like it's up there. It's far away, but you can see basically the district back there. Hilltop. So you can follow her directions or maybe cut across. Asuna would, I'm assuming, where are you guys? Would you guys come out the door? Who's like leading, basically? Who's in front?
I am.
The slowest, and you had to like rock yourself out of the chair, and you're first?
It might have been for show.
It's like 4D chess here. I thought we were playing D&D. Okay.
I mean, she'll first or last, if she's moving the slowest, that's the speed of our group. So
you do have normal speed, right? It's like 30 feet, right? Okay, so you're
go.
just normal.
Spry.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone else is like, Granny, what? It's like some sort of I think everybody thinks you're using like a disguise kit, and you're like, she's some sort of spy. Look at her. She's cooking down that
Nobody
avenue.
thought that till you said it.
Dun, dun, dun. Well, I'm thinking it.
Don't listen to him. He's
No, I don't know what I'm saying.
He just likes to stir up trouble. Anyway, I'll lead the way, and I will say good morning to anybody that comes near or makes eye contact.
Okay, there's a lot of people out.
Great.
It's like you're gonna miss some people.
Well,
Is
I
that
mean,
all right?
it's not like anybody we're it's if they're like they make eye contact or something, like good morning.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be weird about it.
So
Harassing
there's
people.
a lady with a small child. She's trying to like drag down the street, She catches your eye.
I say, good morning. Parenthood's tough, isn't it?
She gives you like a what? And she just like kind of walks by like, what the heck was that?
You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Enjoy it. Happiness is fleeting.
Guys are
I don't
ice
say it
cold.
loudly. I say it kind of like to myself.
I would like to amend my place in the walking. I'd like to walk either 30 feet ahead or behind of this.
Gotta use your dash. Gotta use your dash action.
Guys are back inside and upstairs. I'll wait for the next group.
Luke, where are you going in such a hurry? We got all morning. It's a lovely city. We gotta take in the sights.
Since we've
So-
been in the city for a minute, and Asuna may have been here already, do we know why she might have given us, why Sarah Porton gave us so important instructions to go around the other way?
You didn't ask Sarah, and you didn't think about it till it went out. But you can tell Asuna is following the directions. She's like, okay, like she's kind of already going south, like the opposite direction.
But would we know the reason behind it, or?
No, none of you have been in the city long enough.
No, then I'll
None
turn-
of you. Asuna does, but the rest of you don't.
I'll turn to Asuna and say, why don't we head that way? It seems much quicker.
Well, I have a question. You said there was
I would
something
assume.
about... Yeah, you said something about like the walls to like get in here.
Oh, okay.
Like they had to go through something and then I didn't. Does that have to do? So I'm saying to go like the opposite way from what the lady at the guild said.
Sure. Yeah. So what?
So-
Basically, the subtext is this is your city. You live here.
Yeah.
Like you didn't have to travel to get to Astralarum.
Yeah.
Right. So you don't have to go through both walls to get into the city that you're already in. So that's what I meant by that. And then you are going south instead of north. Like you already know basically how to get to Hilltop from here. You've been all over the city, obviously. Everybody else is like, they don't know that you're from here. Obviously, you haven't said anything about it.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess.
But your like body language, unless you think your body language is like you don't want to give it away, you could do that as well.
I feel like I'd be like, trust me, guys. We can
Yeah.
go this way, but
Right.
still not saying anything, but like knowing, because like, if I were, there, it'd be like, I know where I'm going, like, duh, like we're gonna go
Right.
this other way that's better or faster, whatever it may be. So I think that's.
Wait, did the
kinda
other
how-
person give us a different direction than what
So
she's
she's
going?
going a different direction?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, nope.
Oh.
When she's like, oh, go to Hilltop, all you have to do is go out the door, make a right, go around this other way, go down there, make a left, go da 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 da. But when you go out, you see to the left instead of the right. Left would be faster. There's a street. It goes like, it seems like it's a quicker way to get to the area. This is the long way.
Going to the. So which way did Asuna go?
South. She's going the long way.
Oh, so I'm saying go the long way instead of the short.
You know to go the long way. You wouldn't go the short way.
Okay.
She knows to go the long way, which is opposite of what Sarah told us to do, or it's the
Nope.
same way Sarah told us.
No, the short way is like in your guys' mind. You're like, wait a minute, it's right that way. And she's
And
telling us
that's
to
what
go that
Luke
way.
asked, like, why don't we just go this way?
Right,
seems
but you
faster.
can't. I can't tell them.
Well, yeah, no, he asked her, I think.
Okay, now as she's asking, what do you Asuna, not to go that way because of the fog.
Yeah, I would say.
There's
trust
a.
me. Yeah.
You're right. Do you say anything to them about it?
Unless they like prodded more, I feel like I would not.
So you're more
Is
of
it
like
something we should avoid there? Like, what?
you're like just
are
to
we
trust
dancing
me
around?
or what? Like what
Trust
exactly do
me,
you say?
bro.
And she just books. She's just booking down the street the opposite direction.
Well, it's like I don't know. We all just met, and it's like I don't know you guys. Like we literally
Yeah.
just met. Like I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna go that way. And if that's what I would recommend.
It's not
But
even
like I said, it's like unless you get like prodded for more information, I guess, then it's sort of
Yeah.
Because
It's
like,
not
I'm
even
gonna
like
tell you everything. I guess I know. I don't know. I wouldn't.
no. I don't know if it's like a matter of trust between them and you. It's like you know the city. You're like obviously we're going the right way, like the opposite way, but it's the right way. You know.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're trying to hide anything from them. Even at this point, I mean, you might want to or whatever, but this part's just in your like if you know how to get to the grocery store, right? And maybe it's not like just cross the street. Maybe you have to go around because there's a crazy person, or you maybe go around because of this, or you know the road's blocked, or you know whatever. You know the thing that's happening in that city, but you don't like have to tell everybody. You just like, okay, let's go, and then you go around. Now he's asking you directly, hey, why aren't you going? So you do have to say something to him.
You said it was well.
Say your line one more time, Luke.
I was saying, I forget exactly what I asked. I asked
You
something,
said something,
to the effect of,
why
why are you
don't we
heading that way?
go?
It seems much quicker this way.
Right.
And then you said because there's the fog.
Yeah, you know, Asuna being like a part of the a citizen of the city, there's what's called the near home fog. Basically, there's a whole district nearby called near home, and a good portion of it has a very thick fog that you can go through, and it's not poisonous, but it's pretty dangerous to go through. People basically avoid it if they can help it. It's not good to go through. It's like a maze basically in there, and you can't really see.
And then you kind of decide when you would want to tell us that information, how much prodding it would take, or whatever.
Yeah, everybody else doesn't know that.
I mean, if he's asking, then I would just tell him because you're asking directly. I'd be like, okay, well, this is why, because of the fog, like it's not safe. So unless you guys really would want to do that, then I would say go the other way. But I guess that's up to you guys in terms of like, oh, do I want to listen to this person that's like actually like from here and like maybe
they don't know.
Is she saying that? Yeah, because we don't. All we know
that's
is
a
that
good
the
point.
lady inside said to go this way, and you're saying go this way. My characters would be like, okay.
Yeah, that's another good point because Asuna isn't like, I'm from here, follow me. She's just like, okay, let's go. So she could just be to everybody else. She's just like following directions, just like Tallulah would be, So I don't know if you'd actually be able to ask that, Luke, and it makes sense.
I guess he could ask to the general.
Yeah, exactly. He could ask everybody, hey, why don't we just go that way? And to that, Asuna, you don't have to answer without it being, because he's not asking you directly. It's not weird.
He's asking everybody.
He's asking everybody. You're just quiet. You can be like, I don't know this guy or whatever. You could do that. But you might have to end up going through some fog.
I mean, this sounds like general knowledge, right?
No. I mean, not to somebody who's never been to the city before.
No, I mean, for her character motivation, I don't know why you would not talk about it in general. It seems like something the city knows. I mean, if there's some other reason for the fog, she wants to keep it secret. But it's more of a general question.
It sounds like, yes, she would be like, you'd be like, why go this way? And then we'd start going the way that looks quicker. And she'd be like, wait, guys, no, you go this way. You don't go that way. She doesn't want to go through the fog. Should we just like start it from like where he says
so
that?
you basically go back outside the door and you look outside, you see everybody crossing. There's people walking by with their kids and Granny Tallulah doesn't waste an opportunity to say good morning to everybody. And show
that she's never lived in a city in her whole life.
Yeah, she gets some weird looks, but some people do appreciate the positivity, definitely. But Asuna dusts herself off and looks around, looks left and right, and she starts going the direction that Sarah told him. And I'm assuming maybe Tallulah does it as well. But Luke maybe looks around and goes, whoa, well, isn't that it over there? And then says, hey, why don't we go that way? And that's where we are right now.
Well, the lady said to go this way. And also, I'm sorry, Guillam, but I love when people say hello or good morning to me. And I've lived in the city. Everyone's a sourpuss.
Anyway, but that way seems much quicker.
Does it?
I mean, the
It
lady
does,
said to
maybe.
Miss Sarah said to go this way. There's probably a reason. Maybe this
Yeah.
road actually ends. I don't know. Do you know, Mr. Luke? I don't know.
I know what my eyes tell me.
I mean,
You're going to get that combat, Devi. You're going to get that combat you wanted. As soon as you hear them talking about it, like you can opt to not say anything, but you got to kind of tell me what your like body language is. Like, what's your? Are you like going to get involved? You're like, let them figure it out, or?
Well, I feel kind of maybe like wishy-washy. You know, I
Sure.
don't want to straight up say things, but be like,
You're gonna
hey, like,
see how this goes first before you get involved, maybe.
Yeah, kind of
Okay.
just watching.
So-
I just met you guys, like, I'm not trying to get, into a fight or something immediately over which way to go. So,
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm gonna
so you
look at
kind of-
everybody else and then be like, "Why don't we just go ask Sarah? Why we don't go that way?"
Look at the
If
so
that's
pragmatic.
what you wanna do.
Smart.
Wow.
Luke, you could go on and go on
Yeah,
in
why
and
don't
ask
we
her.
go back and ask her? Yeah.
Now, as soon as like jumping on that, yeah, what she just said. My granny's got a lot of good ideas.
I'm hoping it's just because it's the best sightseeing way, but maybe I don't know.
We
Can
should
I poke
ask
my head
which
through
way
the
has
door?
a weapon shop.
Luke, go ahead. Go again.
Can I just poke my head through the door and shout at her? Like, why can't we just go that way?
Hey,
Hey!
yeah, you poke your. You can't. You can definitely do that. I'm not going to stop you. So you open the door.
Mm-hmm.
You poke your head in and say what?
Are you sure you gave us the right directions? It's clearly that way.
Oh yeah, thanks, tourist. Like I don't know. She goes, oh well,
Ask her which way.
you'd want to avoid the fog, of course.
What's the fog?
Well, the near home fog, it's the magical
Yeah.
fog that doesn't ever lift. It's impossible to find your way unless you know exactly where you're going. It's, home to a lot of unsavory characters. You may not want to go through there as level ones. I mean, unexperienced adventurers. But I'm not judging you. You do you.
Is that near home as in like NEAHOME or near
NEARHOLM. Yes.
home? Okay.
HOLM. Sounded weird to spell out. Yes.
Near home. All right.
So I
Thanks
meant
for
on,
letting
like,
us
right-
know.
Z, go real quick.
I assumed I kind of like moved over towards him as he's yelling, and I'm just kind of like trying to feed words that he's just like not listening to me. He's just kind of like doing the thing. I was
Like
just gonna-
you're talking
I just
over Sarah as Sarah's talking to him?
I'm whispering to him as he's
As
yelling
he's talking?
at her.
Okay. What did
Yeah.
you say? What do you whisper to
Well,
Luke?
at first I said, ask her which way has the weapon shop. But then after she was talking about the fog and she said something about like unsavory characters. I was like,
Your
what?
ears perked up?
I said, ask her about the unsavory characters.
What I'll say is thank you very much, and in my manner, I would like her to have the verbal impression like I just patted her on the head like she was a dog. Like, thank you very much. You're very
kind of-
gracious.
Me or the other- or
no,
Sarah?
not to Sarah.
To Sarah? Yeah.
I'd like her to know that I'm talking down to the help. I'm very appreciative of her, though. So,
This is like on one end, Tallulah's like super nice, waving, giving out candy. And on the other end, Luke is kicking dirt onto the hired help whenever he gets a chance. Okay. She's
for
like,
the record, I'm being very polite. I'm
to
letting her know I'm being
as
very
far as
gracious
Luke,
and
yes.
condescending.
You're lucky I'm even talking to you. I should
I
normally
mean, if
do
you-
this
if you really think
with an
about it.
intermediary. That's true. She gives you a look like, okay.
And then I will turn and go down the direction she said.
goes,
Just, a
"It
fog
was-"
full of unsavory characters sounds unpleasant.
She goes, "It was blank meeting you two."
What was it about the unsavory characters?
Yeah, Luke closes the door and Devi's like right in his face.
It sounds unpleasant. I'm sure there'll be plenty of unsavory characters in on the other road too, my friend.
This fog.
Ooh, that
Have you
sounds
heard of
chilly.
it?
Let's go the long way.
I don't like the cold either. So
It's already pretty cold here. It's brisk. The
Yeah.
fog is damp, and that hurts the bones.
Probably wouldn't be a weapon shot in the fog anyway.
it would be kind of hard to see. So
Yeah, they can sell you anything they want. Oh. It's like a broom handle. You'll kill a lot of orcs with this.
Well, shall we start on the road? I'm sure there'll be a shop on the way, or some unsavory characters, or marketplace, or
Great.
some sort of random event, perhaps rolled on the table.
That's too meta. That's too meta. Don't like it. Don't like it at all. This is all railroaded, just so you guys know. You guys are completely at my whim, at my mercy. You guys end up going to the opposite direction for a little bit until you meet another. Following the directions, you meet another avenue that actually follows east west and covers basically the southern part of what you see as near home. There's no fog at this part. It's just normal houses and what have you. And then eventually you make another left. Now you are heading north. Seems like you've been walking for about 25 minutes, though, to basically a long detour for some reason. Unsavory characters and fog, maybe. Maybe you could have handled it. Maybe not. But you do start going north now on another avenue, on Northern Avenue. And Tallulah's eyes widen a little bit as she sees the sign for this district, which is called Marketplace. It's to the right.
Ooh.
Basically, you're going up a avenue now, going north towards Hilltop. On the left is near home. Again, you still don't see quite anything too foggy or whatever. But on the right-hand side is Marketplace. And you see a bunch of random stalls. There are people, again, people live in Marketplace as well, but you can tell that's where a lot of the shops and everything must be.
Oh, look! She points at the sign. This is fortuitous. Let's have a little mosey through here before we head on our way. It's still early.
Do you wait for anybody? You just like book right into like an alleyway or whatever?
No, I wait.
You're waiting for their like
I'm down.
Okay.
How far are we from our destination?
probably another hour walking. Maybe
Still
more.
got
Hard
quite
to
a
say.
walk ahead of us. I don't really want to be tired when I get there. Especially if we're going to be escorting the businessmen. Why don't we just stop by on the markets on our way back?
I kick a rock.
we-
All right.
What if we?
I've lived
what
too
if we
long
need
not to
buy
go to the marketplace.
stuff? What if we need to buy stuff before we go help them? We could find things that could help somehow. I don't know.
Are
Yeah.
any of you wanting for supplies? I mean,
Weapons, flour.
Seems
cat
seems
food.
we're at
And flour.
but once we complete the job, we'll have money to spend.
What's the opposite of catnip? That's what
True.
That's what
you
Devi
have
wants.
a point.
Bananas.
Bananas.
Bananas? They don't like bananas? I thought they don't like pickles. Isn't that like another thing?
Oh,
Or
I don't know.
cucumbers?
That's like a mean thing that people do.
That's a meme thing that people do?
Yeah, they put them behind them and they freaked out because they think it's a snake or something. But if you have them smell the point, if
Okay.
you have them smell banana, they're like, "Ooh."
They don't like the smell of bananas.
It's like something they don't smell sweet, like we do. So when they smell bananas, they don't have like the sweet fruitness of it. It's just like unappetizing to them. So
Wow. All right. Devi pulls a banana out from her pocket. She doesn't do that.
It seems we're at an impasse.
We can
One-
come back to the market. We
Yeah, that
might
makes
need
more
to buy
sense.
something after, like if we have
Are
to
you sure?
get
We
something.
can't have. We can decide through combat.
You want to fight me?
I'm good. We can
Not
come
me.
back. It makes sense to
Not
come
me.
back when we have money.
Seemed you two. Okay.
I mean,
So,
we can fight if you want.
You two wish to fight to decide whose path to go.
No, but I'm accommodating.
I'm gonna start walking down the path towards our destination.
Ignores the commotion
We're-
starting behind him. Does everybody else follow,
not
or are
an
you
impact.
still trying to?
We're in agreement.
All right.
Let's go.
So you do start walking. You keep walking north along what is called Northern Avenue, and to the right, it seems like every 5 minutes, some other delicious smell or cool object or a satisfied customer seems to be having the time of their lives in the marketplace. But Luke soldiers on, dedicated to completing his quest, while I'm
That's
assuming
baby.
Tallulah drags behind, slowing everybody down, wishing just one shop. No, no. This is dumb. This is dumb.
Hate this place.
I hate this place. Northern Avenue eventually turns around the top of Marketplace, and a new district to the left, Violet Parade, is replaces near home. You didn't see any fog, so maybe some of you are skeptical. What you do see as you start making your way a little bit further after this avenue turns is that it leads directly to the center of the city, the High Citadel. Now you can see straight down this avenue the big shaded tower, the big home of all the government of Astralarum, and then just behind it the huge and impressive and mysterious astral obelisk. You can see there are scholars that seem to be working on scaffolding as you're getting closer, like with scrolls and doing magical experiments, like far off in the distance, but you are getting closer. So you are, yes, walking straight towards the High Citadel. After a couple
So-
more minutes, go ahead.
So if, say, the Citadel is like up 2,000 feet, and like the city, like the lowest part's like sea level, how far
Okay.
up between 0 to 2,000 do you think we'd be at this point? Like the entrance to the obelisk is 2,000.
So from, like, let's say the lowest part of the city to the highest part of the city, and you're saying not
Right.
the highest part of the city, but where the obelisk is?
Right. Where the on top of like
Well,
the hilltop.
Yeah, it's not. There's basically area behind it that's even higher. And that's the hilltop area, right?
Okay, yeah. So
It's
just
in
the
its own
entrance,
area. Good.
just the entrance to the obelisk, then like that part of, because that's one of the higher parts of the city, right?
Right. Yeah.
And the hilltop's even like higher behind it.
Exactly. Like an audience or whatever behind it. Right.
Gotcha. And then so as we're coming up the hill towards where the obelisk is, the height of the obelisk entrance.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. Entrance. There's basically like a small sub wall. This is another like walled area where the High Citadel is. Yeah. So this is technically the third wall of the city, but it's more of like, it's not as defensive. It's just basically separating this part. There is a entrance in that wall.
In the wall.
Right.
Yeah,
In
so
the wall. And then if you went, let's say you went through that, that's where a lot of the other buildings and the tower and the obelisk is. You
Okay.
still, let's say that door is, you know,
2,000.
let's say they're still higher behind it, obviously. But yeah.
So where in between 0 and 2,000 would we be? Like 1,000 or like halfway
Right now?
up the
Like how
Yeah, as
far
we're
are
walking.
you from it?
like how much is it towering over us? Just even that gate, the wall and the gate.
So
How
the
much
wall is
it
pretty small still. It's not that high, maybe 30 feet or whatever, 20 feet maybe at the most.
Okay.
Compared to the outer like defensive walls, which are like 60 or 70 or 80 feet, like pretty high, maybe even more. This one's just basically it's more of like a separation to keep, unwanted people out. It does have the two big gates or whatever. Behind that, the tower is maybe 60 or 70 feet high, and the obelisk, like I said, is maybe 60, 70, 80 feet as well, right next to it, behind it. They're both, as you're getting closer, you're maybe, let's say, 3/4 of the way to it from the lowest part. Let's just say from where you started. You've still got maybe another 20 minutes, 15 or 20 minutes to get to, let's say if you're going there instead of Hilltop, you've got another 15 or 20 minutes of walking. But they're still already becoming very apparent in the city. Like you can see it is a beginning. The obelisk and the tower are beginning to loom over you.
Okay, and so if we're 75% of the way up, so we could see, if we look back towards the lower parts of the city, we probably have a really decent view.
Not from where you're at, but if you that's why Hilltop's so nice. It does have a good view. Where you're at, obviously, there's a bunch of buildings and stuff along either side of this avenue. And even if you look back the other way on the avenue turns, so you're basically just seeing more houses or whatever. So you're kind of in a very congested part. The avenue is big and wide. There's carts and people coming and going. It's not like a normal, say, street.
Okay.
And definitely not an alleyway. But the avenue's pretty big, but because the way it turns where you're at, all the other houses and stuff, as you're looking towards the obelisk and the tower, it opens up because both of those, all the houses and stuff end at a certain point. So you can see kind of where it opens up. Again, maybe 10, 15 minutes walking. When you look the other way, you can tell it slopes down slightly, but it's negligible by the time it turns. And you only see a bunch of houses and stuff.
See what we're seeing in the...
Basically, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Were you planning a heist?
I was gonna say something if we had a better view of the city. So
you'll get one, presumably, if you go. You can see behind all that is a bunch of other almost ringing it. You can see a bunch of the shops and stuff in Hilltop. You're assuming that you could definitely see when you turn and look down the streets there. You'll have a commanding view. That's what makes Hilltop so nice.
That's just a part of a motivation is she wants to see to the fog with her own eyes. What is this?
Okay.
Fog, unsavory characters.
So in the back of your mind, you're I can't wait to get some elevation to see if that lady was lying to me or not. I'm my first person to kill. Okay. So you do make it out to kind of a clearing area that surrounds the High Citadel. Basically, on one end is all these buildings. There's a big clearing area, and then that short wall that surrounds it. You basically curve along to the left in between the houses of the Violet Parade, and then the High Citadel. As you make your way to Hilltop, which now the grade is getting a lot steeper. As you make your way around, curving around the Astral Obelisk, which now is high up to your right, you can see pretty clearly. As soon as you feel a strong magical pull from that, you've felt it before. It's not surprising or anything like that, but you can feel there's something going on with this huge piece of stone. To the left, there's another avenue. Now we're nearing the very top part of the city, and as you look down that avenue, although you're going to pass it by going up some of the streets straight up to the Hilltop more directly, you see what looks to be a grove of basically a forest of trees inside the walls. They're very tall and very flush and beautiful, and they're packed in this one area, not like normal trees lining the street. This is like a forest almost, packed into the upper, let's say, northwestern part of Astralarum. But you only see it for a couple seconds as you cross that last big avenue, and you make your way up the steeper inclines of Hilltop, which you are now in. It only takes a couple minutes before you end up finding a shop that has a sign outside that says Northern Gemstones and More. Let's see, it. Working like nope. Yeah, it just looks like a very well pointed, very nicely maintained building. A lot of the buildings in this part of the city are very decent looking. You can tell this is a more wealthy section of Astralarum. As we get to the building, Divide turns around and you can see a commanding view of Astralarum. It's actually quite beautiful. You can see, now that you're facing south, you can see to your right the grove of trees pretty nearby. And then further down, you can see a lot of the obelisk blocks some of the way to like further down, but most of the view is still visible. The tower and everything don't block too much. And as you kind of peek out back where you were, you do see a very thick circle of fog approximately where you started from, which you would assume to be the near home fog. I think, Divide, you're the only one that turns around and does this. Everybody else is like, give me that money, or I can't wait to say hi to somebody, or whatever. You're the only one that cares
I'm
about
like,
everyone's
I
safety.
look at the grove of trees, like, oh, that's interesting in the middle of the city. But
You don't want to have an argument with Luke about a detour.
no, I make a mental note. Maybe I'll go look at that on my own time.
Nice. All right. So yeah, you're outside the door of Northern Gemstones and More. It says it's obviously has some fine jewelry in the window, and the sign is open.
Shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Push open the door and stride inside.
Okay. It's kind of a nice interior. It's definitely one of the nicer shops most of you have been in. There are a number of rings, earrings, jewelry, necklaces that line some of the display cases along the walls. And in the far back, you can see a older gentleman. He seems to be fiddling with some sort of jewelry equipment. He says, "Oh, come in, come in. How are you all today?"
We're very fine. Are you Master DeMark?
Master DeMark? I haven't had that title in quite some time. I am Abel DeMark. Who are you, my good sir?
We are representatives of the Wanderers Guild, here to
Oh,
see about your request.
yes. Wonderful. I'm so glad you were able to make it so shortly. I just put in the request this morning. I sure hope you can help me. Basically, if you are not here to purchase anything, I suppose we should get to it. Basically, a customer by the name of Rosamund Walleth dropped off this necklace. He kind of searches. There's some shelves at his knees. He pulls something out. And he pulls out basically a box. It's kind of a nice black box. He spins it around and shows it to you. Opens it up, and it's just kind of a nice jeweled necklace. Nothing super fancy or whatever, but kind of nice. He goes, a customer by the name of Rosamund Walleth dropped off this necklace, he shows you, about 2 or 3 weeks ago to be fixed. It's a very delicate piece, you see. Anyways, I promised that as soon as I was finished with the repair that I would have it delivered directly to her as soon as possible. He closes the box and spins back around to me and kind of looks at it, and he talks to you without looking up. He goes, and that's the problem. You see, I'm just dreadful walking the streets. You see, I can't go anywhere without issues. I'm just too frightened to go out. My nephew, Abnel, usually makes the deliveries for me, but he's indisposed at the moment. I just can't wait until he returns. He looks back up to you and he goes, all you need to do is deliver the package to Miss Wallace. She's paid most of the cost already, and the rest she'll give to you. The cost you can take as long as she is satisfied. It should be about 10 gold pieces. I just want to make sure that poor woman is happy. I don't want to get a bad reputation for not honoring my promises.
What? If you don't mind me asking, why are you afraid to walk the streets? They seem lovely to me.
Oh, Mrs. I am a terrible agoraphobe. I cannot handle being around so many people and so many sights. To be frank with you, this city is a little bit too much for my old senses. I'm sure you can understand.
Oh. Yeah, one of my cousins was like that. She just could never leave her house. But that was okay because we brought stuff to her. So hopefully people bring things to you, and we're here to help you bring this out to your lovely customer. She kind of like reaches out to like pat his hand.
He feels very assured. He goes, yes, usually my nephew is the one that helps me, especially with important things like this. It is nice to be able to rely on family.
And where does Madame Wallace live?
I believe she's staying right now at the one of the inns in town in the Violet Parade. If you will agree to go and deliver this to her, I'll be sure to give you accurate directions if you're not from here or you're unaware of how to get there.
Oh, you need not worry. We have someone. Oh,
you don't know that.
I don't know that. Never mind.
That would be most helpful.
That would be wonderful, sir. Thank you.
Oh, you don't know what a relief this is. Thank you all so much. So just, if you can deliver this to Rosamund Wallace, let me spell it for you. You look like you all like to take extremely detailed notes. I can tell by looking at you and the 15 or 16 words we've spoken between each other that you all love taking detailed notes. Her name is Rosamund, Rosamund, Wallace, Walleth.
99% right.
All right.
100%.
We're getting there.
I did ATH at the end, not ETH.
Yeah, it could have gone either way. ITH, Wallace. Words. He hands it over to you. And
just so we know that we're handing off the necklace to its rightful owner, what does Madame Wallace look like? Is there any signs we might know her by?
Well, I don't have too much to say. I do have some recollection of her being a middle-aged woman with dark hair. She seemed in a dreadful hurry, but I worked as fast as I could. Besides that, that's probably all I can tell you.
I mean, we can
I don't
just ask for it
understand.
by name.
What is the catch? Who
Are you
do
like
we have
leaning over?
to-
You're like leaning over. What's the catch, old man? Is that what you do? Stop your bullshit, old man. I see right through you.
Yeah, I imagine I'm in the corner. I'm just kind of like leaning. I've been leaning against the wall, just listening, and just very confused. Yes. What is the catch? Who do we have to intimidate? Who do we have to? I'm not understanding. Did he already mention it?
It's like you're saying it to the room almost?
Yeah, exactly.
We just need to guard this, and I kind of hold up the box with the necklace in it and see it to its rightful owner. There may be ruffians on the road.
Paying us for this?
Mm-hmm. Not much, but every point counts.
I don't know if he mentioned it, but was the necklace is it really expensive? And we want to be obviously really careful with it. Be careful of people maybe trying to I don't know, take it from us or something. I don't know.
I don't know if you had too much. It feels like Luke went in there and started talking to him directly. I don't know if you were close enough to get like a super good look at the necklace. Where were you in the room? Like you weren't like right next to him, were you?
No.
You could do.
Well, I guess-
Why don't you? You could give me like a perception roll, maybe, or
Oh,
to see
try
like.
your average shortcut.
You don't need Avray for this. You can go through
First
D&D
roll.
Beyond for perception.
Do I just wait? Where is
You
it?
just click on perception on your D&D Beyond character sheet.
Where?
Let's see how
Oh,
much
is it
of this
not
you
one of the
saw.
big button? It's not one, or one of
It's
the big
the
numbers.
smaller ones down the center there.
The smaller one. It's where-
Perception.
I see
It's the
deception. Oh, it's in.
Oh,
it's in
deception. Yeah, you sneak over and you kill them. You kill them.
Wait. How do I clicked it, but it doesn't do anything. Oh, do I click the number?
I think so.
Yeah, little bee.
There we go.
dice.
Oh,
Something's
can you
happening.
see?
There we go,
Oh,
19.
we did it!
Oh boy. You see it.
did it!
Yeah.
You
First
saw
roll
it.
was a success.
Yay.
Yeah.
You failed.
let's
You needed a
go.
20. You needed a 20. Sorry.
Oh,
Too bad.
so close.
Oh well. Game over, everybody. Have a great night.
Should have got the lucky. Should have got the lucky ability.
The lucky feet or whatever, just to
Lucky
see the
feet.
necklace.
Just a reroll.
Yeah, you were able to see it around Luke. It wasn't like hidden from you or whatever, so it wasn't too bad for you to see even from where you were, maybe more in the back of the shop. It didn't seem very expensive. It's obviously a necklace, so it has some worth to it, but it wasn't like overly encrusted with gems or had some sort of rare metal or anything like that.
That makes sense.
But he did say his reputation is very important to him.
Yes. Yes. yes.
Well, is there any other information you can give us about Madame Willith or her locations? Anything we should keep an eye out for on the way?
Just be sure to make sure she's happy. I like to keep all my customers happy, and as long as you stick to the streets and stay out of trouble, I don't see having too much problem. I just couldn't handle it myself.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Master DeMarc.
Master, I like that. He gets out a quill and he writes it down. He's like, Master. Kind of like that.
But I believe we'll be on our way.
Excellent.
This-
Thanks.
What does Luke do with the box?
He just tucks it into his bag.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? He hands it to Devi and says,
Whoa.
"Put this in your bag."
Okay.
Just put it in your bag and make sure no one touches it besides
Shit.
us.
Anybody tries to touch it, then you could fight them or something.
I like the amount of trust here. There's a lot of trust here. Fine, now's your
I
chance.
think it's safe.
You can leave this deadbeat non-combat group. Go find your fortunes elsewhere.
If anyone tries to take it, you know what will happen.
Another long story about cats.
Yes.
Possible.
Sounds
Hey.
right.
Checks out.
I
So
will
you-
guard the trinket.
You take it and you actually put it in like your pack or whatever.
But just to be clear, we're not intimidating anyone.
It's a
I mean,
question
the day
mark.
is still young.
We just need to deliver this and make
We're
sure she's
delivering it.
happy. So, be polite.
Yes.
I know you have it
Is
in
that
you.
it me? Polite?
You can do it.
You know that word?
Yeah, she looks. She's thinking about it. I remember polite.
Wandering.
I don't think y'all are pronouncing that correctly.
What is it?
I see.
Stab? Combat?
Be murdery? Like
Murdery?
Polearm, I believe is what that. Yes, that is it.
Okay, well, it was lovely to meet you.
He's like, thank you. And if anybody asks, my name is Master DeMark.
You got it, Master DeMark. You have a wonderful day.
Right. Thanks again so much for delivering this necklace. It means a lot to me. And have a good day. And he waves pleasantly.
We're a bit late in the day for this, but can I insight check him? Is he being honest about his agoraphobia and how nervous he is about actually leaving?
Roll it. Let's see.
I don't know. That
Second
last
roll?
wave seemed a little.
No, it's just I don't know how to wave to people in real life. Like, which side of the hand is it? It's kind of a. Yeah, he seems when he was talking to Lulu about the family thing and being scared, being outside. You could tell there's a real connection. He seemed to be like relieved, and there was a little bit of a bond between the two.
So he was being honest about it, from what I can tell.
You don't know if he's being honest or not. You know that he responded like somebody would that was relieved that you guys were going to go do this for him, like because of
Genuine.
yeah. I mean, you could tell. It seemed like, I don't want to say that you're 100% sure, but your instincts tell you that because of the conversation that Tula had with him, that he definitely, if it was something else, some other reason, it seems more unlikely.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I mean, I assumed that he was a man of wealth who didn't want to mingle with the hoi polloi, but honestly, that's fair.
Jesus Christ.
So when you say goodbye to him, it was different than when you said goodbye to Sarah.
I mean,
There was no padding. There was no padding. That's true. That's true. That's true. There was no padding of the head.
Yeah.
Well, you could say.
I'm going to assume that he's sexist.
Anywho, so I don't get the impression that he's hiding something.
No.
Which is what I was worried about.
No,
was
just
that he was-
sexist.
Yeah.
Just no. You're just
DNC.
sexist. You just
Happen to be a man, so.
He's just great because he's a man. That's all you need to know. He's awesome. He's more awesome than other people who aren't men. That's all. That's all you know. All right. Anyways, we had our fun. Yes. No. You didn't get any like bad vibes from him from your insight roll.
Okay. And then, in case I will give him a bow and
A bow. Yes.
not like a full
Oh.
bow, but
Full
like-
bow.
and then I will walk out.
Not like a head nod, right? Like a full.
No, not like a full vertical
Master
bow,
DeMark.
like that.
Best. Oh, it was like
Just
a.
a hand on my chest, just like and then out.
Okay. So
He's not a royalty.
So-
Come on now, like he's not.
Angle yourself.
He's a
And
member of the bourgeois. Come on, he's got
So-
money, but he doesn't got breeding. Like
this is what I imagine happens. Luke takes the necklace, gives it to Devi, who puts it away. Steps to the door, turns around. Good day to you, Master Mark. Does your little bow and then walks outside. Right?
yes.
Okay. Everybody else is still inside and watching Luke be very like regal with.
Yeah, but this
There's
guy
a couple-
compared to the.
yeah. And the door closes and Luke's like outside. You can see him outside, like adjusting his coat and like it's got very straight, like ready to go, waiting for you guys. But you guys are kind of all inside. I would assume all of you guys are kind of like not various levels of like, whoa, okay, this guy is serious about his masters and paddings.
Cares about decorum.
He loves the decorum.
I imagine I push
The
open
frillery.
the door after like kind of and just like kind of motion to them. Let's go. And as I'm doing that, I look towards to Abel and like, it's never too late to learn the art of self-defense, to conquer one's.
As you're leaving,
Yeah, as I'm letting them
I want to
out,
look into a knife, but I'm glad you guys are just as bad as the other group when dealing with this is so good for me.
Different kind
What I
of
do.
terrible with people.
Okay, that's good. Good, real good.
So I don't know if do you two leave?
Yeah, now Divide doubles
leaving.
down on this.
Yeah, I walked out.
Okay,
Yeah.
as Divide held the door for you both.
Yes, I say
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you.
And,
You
As
can
I'm
look back in there.
talking,
He's still
yeah.
writing down his name and like.
did he respond to me saying anything? Or is he just,
He was like, "Yes, and good day to you too." He's like kind of half. Yes, you. It is a lovely. Yeah, you. Master Demark, and you could just tell he's like being very swirly with the letters.
yeah. I walk out after that.
You're like,
and,
your takeaway Devi is like, if he went outside, somebody would kill him instantly. Let's just.
yeah, that's the.
He's probably
That's
safer
like-
inside.
It's like, never mind. Maybe
No.
it is too late.
We're doing this man his last favor. I'm pretty sure.
Luke, I do believe you made that man's day. Good job.
A little bit of charm, a little bit of respect goes a long way.
That's very true.
Charm.
You should show everyone respect. I agree.
Do you know the word charm?
What was that? Ali?
Heard it.
You've heard it? He just looked like he was pondering about.
She asked about
Charm in
me
there.
saying charm.
Oh, you noticed Devi charm, and you called him out on it in real, like in game or no?
Yeah, sure, why not?
What? Why not? She goes. So you say, "Do you? What did you say?
Yeah.
What did you say? What did you
Is
say to
anything
Devi?
out of any? I said, "Do you know the word charm?" Because you were pondering about
Yeah,
it.
I would assume that Devi, you must have had a. Did you have a quizzical look on your face?
Yeah, that's why I said like charm.
Okay. So you did, and then, yeah, okay. I'll let this go. She says that to you. What do you say, Devi?
I've heard the term before, but still, it doesn't make sense to me.
We can teach
Be
you.
charmed.
Our next quest. Teach Devi manners.
That's what I was
Fine.
gonna say.
This is a salad fork. You don't stab people with it.
Your butter knife.
This
It's
is
used
your
for
butter
your
knife.
food. Yeah,
This is for.
you cut it.
No,
like
also
this.
not for stabbing.
But
Yeah.
in truth, grandmother, I doubt he's going to ever attract the true upper, the cream of his potential clientele. His work seems solid, but I mean, the necklace was a rather cheap piece, all said and done. I mean, look at his name of his shop, Northern Gemstones and More. It really lacks a touch of class, touch of grace.
She kind of stands there, puts her hands on her hips. I have words, but I'm gonna save them.
It's like he's being aggressive, but in a
Passive way.
Oh,
All right,
Get out
with
the
that,
basement.
we're going to go into our intermission. We've got about 10 minutes, take a quick break, and then we'll come back to some more heated diatribes that we don't even need combat for, really. We'll just dig in deep with the psyche of Devi and manners. All right, we'll be back. Thank you.
The remaining of the session will be a lesson on how to conduct yourself at dinner.
gonna be what's
I've got a whole thing
the,
set up for it.
Gonna be like
Oh my
Pretty
God.
Woman. What's the movie?
All right, we'll see you guys in 10 minutes. Welcome back. Devi, has it crossed your mind to run off with the necklace at all?
Absolutely not.
Oh, so strong morals.
Honestly, it doesn't seem like it's worth running off with.
Yeah, strong indifference.
Strong indifference. It's a necklace. It's still nice. It's just not super nice. Yeah.
I mean, even if it was, it doesn't seem like it would be something Devi would really care about.
I mean, when you really factor in the cost of, you kind of burning your bridges in the city, how far is the necklace going to get you? You got to
That's
go out and
true.
hurt someone new. There's a lot of costs involved in making a new life somewhere.
Yeah. No, yeah. That makes sense. And it also sounds like you've thought about this a little bit. You've got a game plan here. Just in case you do find a nice necklace.
It's just good to have a plan for what you're going to do in life,
If you're just going to swerve and become a thief.
No, you just got to be aware of your options,
That's true. All right. You all are standing outside Northern Gemstones and more in the beautiful district of Hilltop in the city of Astralarum on the continent of Norvelm in the world of Galaea. It's cold. It's colder a little bit up here, being a little bit higher elevation. And like we said, now that you're looking back down to the city, it is a commanding and beautiful view. It is mostly a clear day, a couple clouds in the sky. And it's about maybe lunchtime-ish, maybe a little bit before lunchtime-ish.
I'm gonna pull a bag of cookies out of my bag and ask if anybody wants one.
What kind of cookies are they?
Oatmeal raisin.
Yes.
I mean,
Experience
those
points.
are my personal favorite, but I don't know that they'd be Lucarian's favorite.
Here's time to make the tough choices.
These are, you got to get down to what's character knowledge and what's player knowledge.
This is maybe the hardest challenge of this whole session.
She's just standing there holding it like.
She's like, are they?
Did you make them yourself?
I did.
Well, then I shall have one.
Of course.
Oatmeal is the only acceptable ingredient for a cookie.
No sugar, no just
oatmeal mushed
meal.
up with some water.
Oatmeal is great for building muscle. My mother used to make oatmeal raisin cookies for us. Alas, that was a long time ago.
Well, I hope these are at least close to your mother's recipe. Here you go.
I kind of take it very apprehensively, measuring it up, sizing it up.
You smell it?
Oh, absolutely. How much?
What is it? What does it smell like, Devi?
It smells very buttery. It
Yep.
smells.
Yep.
It smells. Yes, very. It smells. It's that potent, buttery oatmeal mix. The raisins definitely very noticeable. It's a good. It's a cookie I would personally like, but Devi is definitely very apprehensive.
Has Devi never had cookies? You've had cookies when your mother made them. Were they like your mother's cookies?
Yeah, she would have. Yeah, and that's the only oatmeal raisins, the most boring type of cookie, and so it's.
Hey,
like I said, I love oatmeal
Let's
raisin
leave
cookies.
the oatmeal raisin slander.
This is all right. I told you it was going to be a
outside the
heated
table.
diatribe. I knew it. Called it.
She just
Cookie
kind of
fight.
looks like.
You're just trying to do a nice thing, and everybody's just pondering your cookies.
Eat my cookie. All right then. Well, I hope you
It's not
enjoy
for
it.
everyone, I
I take
guess.
a
Bag
bite.
away
I take a
and-
bite. No, I take a bite of it, and it's very good. And you can tell.
You're not selling. You're not selling this.
Is she
Good.
gonna cry?
Yeah.
No. She's saying she's upset at how good it is.
Oh.
And how much she's
Okay.
liking the sugary.
It's got extra brown sugar.
So, 2 questions. Is it you haven't had sugary food, decadent food in a while, or is it something else?
That's going to be part of it, right? It definitely freshly I mean, she wouldn't have had it until like mom cooked it, and then maybe the more recent stuff she had going on. But yeah, very, very rarely, and she would probably never really eat something sugary besides that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's a rare treat.
It's a very rare treat. And
So the other question is, does it remind you of your mother's cookie, or is it different?
well, it's similar in that because she doesn't have many sweets, it's definitely going to remind her of her mom's cookies. It's not like she has a huge baseline.
Is it like
sweets.
a
But so
ratatouille, like you like fly back to your childhood and you have like a whole thing,
the
or is it
rats.
just like this?
Like,
is
you don't even
alright?
want to hear about what the rats have done.
Oh gosh.
Rats and the
They're the
cats,
cats.
once they get together, it's chaos. But so she it would be the only reason she ate the cookie, like would even eat something that smelled sweet, foreign like that, is because it reminded her of like her mom, of the simpler time. And I would imagine it's something that like her mom probably did earlier on, and then it started to fade off the deeper they got into their whole backstory stuff. So yeah, so it's definitely she only had it because it's like this very nostalgic thing, and then also like to be kind, it's like she's trying to be more kind, right? And so she
Wait, she's been kind by eating a cookie?
yes, absolutely, she thinks she's
I guess
like,
this is a big step for her.
she's indulging the
She didn't have to
cookie.
kill anybody for a cookie. She
I
didn't
mean,
have to.
you worked in an office. Sometimes you eat people's baked goods, even if you don't really want them. Or...
It's a struggle. It's like combat in a
You
way.
know, honestly, fuck you guys. I'm not giving you any more cookies. It's like become a whole
This
fucking
is
thing.
Well,
It's a
Waldemar has
point
this
of
kind of has this crisis internally. Lucarian's going to take out a handkerchief and fold the cookie into it, and then put it in his coat.
So you don't even eat it. You're like, this is for
I'm gonna
later.
save it for later. Yeah.
So
At least
that-
I ate it.
in a different direction, like, would Luke take a random cookie from a random not highborn-ish person?
Luke has
like that?
spent a lot of time hungry in ways he might not have
Yes.
previously.
Got it. When it comes to food, there's no pats on the head. It's all master.
I did make a note to that I got free meals from the guild already, so
I made a underline that part of the orientation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Suna's clearly becoming her favorite because she just fucking ate the cookie.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
lunchtime and we haven't stopped to eat.
Yeah. You guys didn't even check your rooms or anything at the Wanderers Guild. You guys are all business. 100% adventurer.
You gotta get that cheddar.
Yeah.
So after eating, like immediately, the cookie's great. Love the cookie. She's upset a little bit that the cookie's so good. Multiple different
Like
emotions
mad?
flooding.
Okay.
Multiple emotions, right? So it's like the sadness of like missing her mom. There's the yeah, you're
Jesus.
triggering all this trauma.
This is
Good
why.
job.
This is why. Like
You-
Tallulah might be the most dangerous of you all. You
Fucking
all have
triggering
like.
them all. You're gonna have like PTSD fucking explosions.
This is like the cookie that killed my brother. Something.
He choked, man.
He-
He's eating that.
no.
It's too good.
I was expecting more like an animate cookie with legs. It's magical world. You
I could see like an anvil of cookies falling into the
like a big crate of cookies.
12
Acme
warriors
cookies.
set out to retrieve the oats for my mother's last batch of cookies. Only 3 returned.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, yeah, so a lot of emotion going on, just
Yep.
like this, and
Yep.
this like, oh, the sugar, this. What have I been missing out on? What is so there's the regret mixed with the sadness of the past, and then the discomfort of this new group. This how do I fit in? How do I help them? How do they help me? What am I doing? God, this cookie's good.
Just
Now
gonna
my
reach
stomach
out
hurts.
and
But
like
immediately,
pat her on the shoulder.
It's like reassuring.
Are you
Like,
okay?
yeah.
I
Are you
don't know
okay?
what's
Are you-
going on, but
Are you falling over? you can
Are you tired from just standing there? You can.
You can
rest
hold on to me. That's fine. That's. I do owe you for this cookie. Certainly.
There's more where those came from. You don't know me a thing. So let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. Did the cookies land the way you thought they would? Bees.
I should have fucking known. Can't do anything without everybody making a big old thing out of it.
Nice.
Why are they picking nice?
Bees getting a taste of her own medicine. Does not go the way I thought.
Yeah.
I hate this.
You know what?
How could they twist simple cookies this way?
That's when you
All right.
invoke the power of oatmeal raisin. You know, if you'd chosen some other cookie, it would have just slid on
Yeah.
by. But, you know,
Chocolate
oatmeal
chip has
raisin,
no
Honestly,
problems.
Chocolate does. Gross.
We're gonna lose our audience on this cookie debate, so let's move on to.
If we lose anyone because we had oatmeal raisin, we were right to lose them. They were wrong.
I like your strong stance. Now, let's
Yeah,
make it clear,
damn.
everybody, where we stand on the cookie debate.
It's got old man
Really
convictions.
split our audience. It's as divisive as politics. So it's an election year.
Tallulah's walking towards
Oatmeal
where they
versus
need to
chocolate
go.
chip.
She heard those instructions. She's
Okay.
she's going.
This granny's ready to go. She's like, I dished out the meals. Now I'm ready to get this job done. So you were actually handed a piece of paper that had the directions to when you open it up. I'm assuming, Luke, you would have this still. It's basically the directions to find Rosamund Wallace. It says at the top Rosamund Wallace, and below it says the Prideful Pet Tavern and Inn, and below that it says the Violet Parade, and below that is the actual directions of how to get there, vaguely how to get there, like the streets and stuff. But you can probably pick it up from context clues or whatever. It is in the Violet Parade, which you remember you actually passed on the way up the city. So you're going to have to start heading back down south. Unless you want to look at this commanding view some more, see anything else, spot anything on the distance. All right. So you guys start walking back down the street the way you came. For a large part of it, it is just backtracking back down around the high citadel in the center of the city with the spire and the obelisk. This time, though, you veer off to the east to your right as you're going south, and you make your way into one of the streets of the Violet Parade, which is another rather big district, one of the biggest districts in Astralarum. The parade. You can see as you make your way down some of the streets of the Violet Parade, there are some old abandoned buildings which you notice were once temples, now abandoned since the religious were not allowed in the city. It seems like it's been a long time. They have been boarded shut for a long time, but a lot of them, the Temple of Hope and the Temple of, there's Temple of Dreams, Temple of Hope. They all look familiar to you, even without going in or any signage. Just the shape and style of them is obvious to you. Just, it is strange to everyone, probably besides Asuna, who hasn't done much traveling, that to see a temple closed up is uncomfortable, kind of strange. But there's a lot else in the Violet Parade. It could be one of the most whimsical parts of this magical city. There's a bunch of small, the people are a little bit more extravagant, and you can see there's a bunch of peculiar things. There's at almost every other street corner, there's small stages where instruments play themselves, magically playing basically the same song throughout the city.
This is why you need a real artist. These magically assisted learning devices just can't produce art. They just copy and do the same thing over and over again. It becomes monotone.
I like the idea of you saying that to somebody who's barely paying attention. Like, who do you say
Yeah,
that to?
I'm not even listening. I'm like dancing.
I just speak to the air. I don't really care if anyone listens. I'm just
Are you
speaking.
standing next to anybody that could maybe even remark on that? Or
I
are they
mean,
all
well,
just
I imagine we're in the group. We're walking.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah,
Did
she's
you
just
say
rocking
something?
out. She's just rocking out.
You can't rain on my parade, you fucking turd.
Eat my cookies, this is what you get. You also notice up and down the streets, there's beautiful aspen trees that are purple, which is where you assume the name of the district comes from. It's very, very beautiful. So you start making your way down the street. It also,
Walking
as you come again,
Sorry, when you said making your way, I thought you were going to say downtown, so I cut it.
making your way
Walking fast,
downtown,
but
walking fast.
Do the purple
then-
trees have leaves?
Yes,
Can I grab one?
on the ground or off the tree.
Probably on the ground.
You don't want to climb up a tree.
Seems rude.
Did the tree consent?
Honestly.
Could be sentient. Who knows here?
That's right. You better be careful.
Living things.
Yeah. There's some on the ground you could probably get. It takes a little bit of searching. It's not quite the time of year for it, but you could see some deep purple leaves on the ground. You just grab one.
Yeah. I just kind of like tuck it into my apron pocket. Oh, this is nice. Never seen
All
a
right.
purple tree like this.
Put that in your inventory. I'm sure it's going to come up later.
You said they were
Sorry.
aspens?
Yeah, like purple aspens. So aspen leaf, purple aspen leaf.
Okay.
It's pretty.
Tavai says that.
Mhm.
Nice. The cookie has changed her. She is a
What's purple?
completely
It's purple. It's her color.
It's her color. Okay.
Street's very pretty. It's got an extra magical feel to it with the music and the trees.
Are you still holding the branch of the tree,
It's a leaf, not a
or
branch.
the leaf of the tree?
Sure.
Or is it purple? Is my mom's favorite color.
Oh, it's my favorite color too.
If Tavai's not like crying in the corner by the end of the session, I don't know if we're doing it right.
Well, then
It's
I guess
all-
instead of tucking it into my apron, I'm like, well, here you go.
Aww.
Oh no, it's yours.
That's so
Nice.
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 Okay, well, I can try to preserve it and maybe we can share it. Put it in my.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh my god. And she's like walking over other leaves. We'll save this one for you. It's so special.
Dozens
I-
right there.
Devi feels instantly uncomfortable. It's like, okay, that's it. Okay, let's carry on. As we
Like
are.
a little too much emotion let out.
Yeah. there's just-
Little,
okay.
yeah.
Like
Little
the
bit
moment
too
lingers a little too long. Okay,
Goodbye.
be on our way.
Another one.
The sun will
Just
be.
triggering her.
Now I'm like, this is so much. I need to get another one.
It's like
Divine, would you
we
like
must
me
be
to hold the
moving.
necklace?
In case you're incapacitated with tears or something.
Oh my god.
No, that's okay. Let's carry on. We're losing. Sun. We should-
It's like high, very high up in the
it's
sky.
like it's in the middle of noon. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the brightest
We're-
it is during. It's gonna get dark soon. We better hurry on.
I'll just pick up another one when she's not looking. It's fine.
All right. Now you have two in your apron. Make sure you write down two, and you can put down one for Devi.
Gonna make something nice.
So you make your way down. You do pass a few of the last bits of the marketplace behind you. The clatter of selling and buying behind you, but adventure awaits. So we move forward and deeper into the Violet Parade. And it doesn't take very long before you find a nice, homey, comfortable-looking tavern and inn with a big sign outside that says "The Prideful Pet." Abel Damark's directions were accurate, even without an insight check.
No, I've spent a good amount of time in various inns and taverns, both as a customer and as plying my trade. How does this one strike me? Is it is it kind of a place one goes to, for the cheap beer, the rough clientele? Is it kind of like the equivalent of a chain store? Is it,
I never thought about that. Chain taverns.
Hotel 6.
That's a great
Yeah,
idea.
this is a Motel 6 or
Motel
a
6.
Quality Inn
Yeah,
or a
I
Marriott.
Why do I not have the fancy version of that?
From the name, he's
I couldn't get
assuming it's,
comfort in.
aimed at the merchant class, and it's putting on airs maybe, but it doesn't seem like a really high-end establishment. But I might be surprised.
It's definitely not. It's more cozy, like worn, comfortable. So it'd be more like, let's say, it's definitely not one of the like more dangerous spots where you're apt to get into a fight with somebody just for looking at
more
them.
like a neighborhood diner.
Yeah, exactly. This is more of a. There are definitely nicer ones. There's like wealthy ones and even aristocratic like taverns and inns. This one's nicer than most, but still in the lower scale of that. Comfortable, cozy, inviting.
That explains the cheek necklace.
Does he say this stuff?
I like. Yeah. Are you?
Oh my god!
Is that just for me? Is that just for me?
That is just his running inner monologue.
Okay.
Does he have an expression on his face of discipline? Is there
I
any
would. I'm gonna have to
indication
say
that he's
yes.
turning
I don't know
his
why
nose
you.
up?
Why would you hide that? So I don't think. I'm gonna say yes. Although, Guillam, you can maybe convince me that you wouldn't have that look on your face.
I mean,
Sounds like
there's no one here, the proprietor is in front of me, so I would imagine, perhaps a shadow of a superior expression crosses his face, or like a snide dismissal expression. Sure.
Tallulah. Let's do another perception check to see if you see the look on his face, this fleeting, disgusted look on his face.
I wouldn't say disgusted.
What have I got myself into?
Maybe like he's smelled some. He's caught a fart on the breeze.
Fart on the breeze.
Fucking and it's not disgusted?
No.
Do you check the cookie to make sure it's not the cookie?
Oh my god!
13. It's crazy. It has a +3 on your perception. Why does it have +3 on, like, in the line? See that? It says Grand Tallulah makes a perception +3 check, but then above it, Lucarian makes an insight check, no plus. Are you trying to fool me here?
I believe that's the +3 is her ability score. I don't have any wisdom. I don't know if that's come across in my character.
The insight check, so you have a +2. It's 1d20 rolled a 15.
Oh, that's because it's
2.
proficiency as well.
Does it matter that because the +3 in the line in the title of it is, I don't think I've ever seen it like that before. I'm not accusing you. I'm just
Listen,
curious.
I just clicked
Yeah.
a button.
Look, buddy.
What's
I don't know.
Tallulah's wisdom score?
That's weird, yeah.
It doesn't show up on any of the other.
Okay. It's there. So her bonus to wisdom is a 1, but because of her class, there's an additional thing that happens, gives her an additional bonus for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
You're proficient, I imagine, because I don't have any wisdom modifier.
I
But
am proficient.
if I do perception, I'm proficient too, and I should have a +2 there. So
Nope,
that's
you don't. See how it says Lucarian makes a perception check and it doesn't have +2?
Oh, you're looking in the title. I was looking in the little description.
Yeah, I see the numbers. I'm just talking about the description is like strange.
That is weird that it's in the title like that.
Yeah, like that. No other skill check.
Oh, that thing does that.
You want me
All
to
right.
try another?
Yeah, V's. Let's
Oh,
see. Let's
yeah.
get to the root of this. See, this is why she brought cookies. She was like, I better butter them up before I make this roll. Oh.
They all do that. Maybe it's because I'm proficient.
do something you're
I'm
not proficient
proficient
in.
in perception.
Yeah, you're not proficient in
I think it's something
division.
with the way her character is set up in Avery.
It's got to be.
Yeah, because I'm not proficient in intimidation.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Just curious. You'll just be the weird one out. That's fine with me. You did make a perception check. Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you. Everybody, thanks. Thanks,
Okay.
everybody. You made a perception check. 10 plus 3, obviously, is 13. Yeah, you know something. Something changed on Luke's countenance. Looked a little bit off.
We
like
can-
I
we
don't
can
know,
say
like a
that,
fart on the wind or something. if I
Yeah,
was
he
being eloquent.
sniffed for a minute, like he smells something foul. You know,
I mean, this isn't the first time today that he's been
accurate.
snooty. So I'm just gonna kind of walk near him and like touch the like lapel of his coat and be like, you know, this looks a little worn. I think I could fix it for you real easy.
Oh, ice cold.
No, thank you. But you kind of offer.
Any holes or any worn down fabric on there, don't you worry, I can help you out.
I'll be sure to let you know.
Don't have to be embarrassed.
Roll for combat.
One can only be embarrassed when they care what others think, my dear.
Oh.
She just smiles real big. It's true.
You can see the device just like smiling. They're gonna fight. Yes.
Fight.
Fight.
Yeah.
That would be crass. But shall we enter the inn?
Yes, this looks super cozy. I'm excited. Do, 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 do.
Are you sure
Do
you two don't
you
want to
say
continue this
it like
conversation?
actually, or are you giving her a hard time?
Yeah, she says, yeah, this looks real cozy. Let's
Okay.
go.
And then Z, what'd you say?
I said, are you sure you two don't want to continue this conversation?
Oh my god.
Yeah. Egomon. Egomon.
I look confused. I don't know what you mean.
The conversation was
What are you
over.
talking about?
Okay, carry on then.
The eyes. Just the constant
All right, you guys set aside your differences for the moment and step inside the building. Like I said, it is just as cozy on the outside as it is on the inside, and you can see it being in the middle of the day. There's very few customers. You only see one person basically cleaning some glasses behind the bar area. It is Yuna, which is like a cat person. They're found all over the world. It's not super surprising, especially in a magical city like this. And Asuna, you don't know who that is. You know who that is, but you've never met this person. They are pretty famous because they are to you, and you know this. They are one of the. This is like crazy to see to you. You kind of knew about this, but like it was crazy. It's crazy that you're seeing it. This is one of the 13 members of the Astral Council, the Arcane Council. Excuse me. They are the leaders of Astralarum. This you know who it is. Nobody else knows who it is. It's just a normal person to everybody else. But you're since they are the leaders of Astralarum are all archmages, like the very top of being a wizard. And so these are very powerful, and this person is very influential. You know this. Nobody else knows this person in Astralarum. You just know that basically it's their name, which is probably going to get said out anyways, but their name is Open Plume, and they are one of the not only just being one of the members of the Astro Council, they're like hobby or their side gig is running this place. They are the owner, basically. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, looking around, seeing there's not many people. I mean, these places are never very busy. They're really local hangouts, and only really have regulars who never tip well.
I love that you do this not to anybody, but just to me.
Are you saying this out loud?
Yeah, like, are you? Let's keep it like, let's keep it in game a little bit.
It's meant to be just.
No, I get it, but it's also.
That's fair. That's
Torture. Stop it.
What I would like to do, Guillam, is to bring that so other people can remark on it, because that would be fun for other people to, I don't know, interact with.
Okay.
Imagine you're like saying half of it under your breath and like the other
Right.
to yourself.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
That's good. Anything like that, because although this is, it's really funny, but it'd be funnier
No,
if I
that's
could get everybody else involved.
It's so funny we want to react to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
Exactly. Well, in our own ways, I guess.
Well, maybe some of us.
Fighting the worst of all people.
Oh my goodness. This was your like caustic character, Guillaume, and you had like a nice, like, what was your other backup character? Was it somebody that was just like very easy to log with or something? I forget what that.
Yes. Well, I figured out of game. I figured Lucarian would eventually wear out his welcome. So if
Why
that happened-
Why would you think that? Who knows why?
A
that would happen?
hunch.
Well-
My backup character is a much gentler person. So
Probably less fun though. So let's see where this
see.
one goes.
anyway, let's.
We had a long campaign with a hard to get along
Yes.
with character, and
You know
made
what?
it to
You
the
were
very
fine.
end. Brought him back to life a couple times. It's fine.
Ouch.
I don't know what you're talking about. Everyone loves
Oh.
my character. Not a single issue. So where we just entered the new.
You just walked in.
Entered in.
Another look of dismay crosses Lucarian's face, as almost of I should have known, or like obviously it's not that busy in here.
This is just
I
what I
imagine-
expected from the exterior.
Yes, exactly.
I
But
imagine
everyone,
We both, oh, sorry, I imagine like we're like next to each other and we're just thinking opposite things. Like
yes,
it both starts the same. Like this place looks so, and I'm like amazing, and he's like, I've never seen something so beautiful, and he's like, it looks like shit. What is?
fucking place.
Oh,
dirty
this
shit.
looks really comfy.
Basically, as you come in, the lights are your eyes have to adjust to the darkness. It's not super dark in there, but obviously it's like noon outside. So you come in, your eyes adjust, and that's what happens. Luke has this one feeling of it. Devi's kind of, like, oh, it's nice and cozy. Tallulah likes it. But soon you're in there, you don't even notice the place. You just see the person, and you're like, I know this person. Holy moly. It's like seeing almost a famous person, almost. You've heard tales of like them being here, and you could have seen them at any time, basically living here. But it's like you don't bother, you don't walk up to them and bother them for no reason. Now you've got a reason to be here, and you're kind of excited. I imagine you're kind of behind Luke and Devi, and maybe Tallulah's not noticing you, but you're a little bit like starstruck, a little bit, not too much. You got a little bit like the star eyes emoji, just a touch, and you don't really notice the place as much, but. As you all walk in, the notices everyone's like, "Welcome to the Prideful Pet. What can I get you all to drink?"
We're looking for one, Madam Wallace.
I don't know how to make that drink. No, I'm just joking. I'm sorry. Who are you? You're looking for whom?
A woman by the name of Rosamund Wallace. We have a delivery for her.
Ah, yes. I know, Mrs. Wath. And who are you?
We are members of the Wanderers Guild. Definitely not looking down to check.
Yeah, I like that you have to keep looking at your notes for that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. And
it'd be a little easier if my handwriting was better, to be honest. It's a stretch.
Wanderers Guild, you say?
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to see your identification.
Grandmother, do you have your badge?
I like pull it
He
out.
turns to Tallulah and then looks back at everybody. He's like, all of your identification, of course.
I pull it out. Absolutely, here you go.
He doesn't take it or whatever. But as you hold it and show it to them, you hold it up and then you turn it. It glows and has your name on it. So he sees everybody's names and he sees us glowing. You could tell he's dealt with wanderers before and people saying that they're wanderers. So Tallulah shows hers eagerly, I'd say, almost eagerly.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it. Do you give him a cookie? No. Not yet. We'll see how this goes. He deserves the baked goods. Everybody else just stands around. What do they do?
I just pull mine out and be like, here you go. There it is.
All right. You don't have like a little moment of showing anything? No, nothing?
Internally, but not like
Okay.
showing.
You're like a cool person when there's like a celebrity around. You're just like, yeah, I've seen him before. Whatever, it's cool. I don't care.
No
I'm
big
cool.
deal. But internally, you're like flipping
They're
out.
like, oh my
Yeah,
god,
that would totally be.
he looked at me. He knows my name.
Spell my name.
I'm real now. Luke and Dev, what do we got?
I'll flash it. Sure, I'll show it.
Flash it like a cop, like a grizzled cop. Yeah, like FBI, get them. Okay.
Yeah, I showed
get
it
it
as
long
well.
enough for him to look, and then put it back in my pocket.
Yeah, the point being that it glows, and he's looking for the glow and looking for your name, basically to make sure you guys aren't imposters, because anybody could walk in being whatever.
I hesitate slightly, just to don't like being told what to do, and
You don't like authority issues?
It's not somewhat authority, but it's more just like it's that impulse of like that proclivity to conflict. That's just what the baseline, right? But trying to overcome that, so she's just like, I'll just pull it out. This isn't worth it at all. So flashed it out and
Okay.
just kind of put it like before he probably even has time to like see her name. She puts it back.
That is also what I was doing. He got to look at the name, but I didn't want him to be able to copy it down.
I take a seat.
Who knows how long this is going to take? Okay, so you guys all show your badges to various levels of recognizability. And he continues to, wipe down the counter. And he's like, he goes, Rosamund's upstairs in room number 8. She's been here a while. If you are going up there, could you, gently remind Mrs. Wath about her bill of 9
Any
gold
additional
pieces
work
and
outside of our
6
task will require a fee, sir.
I say, why don't I just head up there? I can do it gently.
Just please remind her, for her sake, since it sounds like you'd be doing us both a service if you just told her that her bill of 9 gold pieces is due. 9 gold pieces, 6 silver. He doesn't direct any more talking to Lucaria.
You want me to just go ahead and take that up there, Dubai?
Sure. Flip it out and give it to Tallulah.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. What room was that again?
Room number 8.
Okay. Kind of like glance over my shoulder at them and just touch, and then keep going.
And then he kind of directs you a little bit down the hall. There's like a hallway, and then you could tell there's like some rooms, and then there's a stairway. Since he's upstairs, you pretty much have the idea to go up the stairs there. That kind of points that way. Does everybody go, or just you? What happens now?
I mean,
follow up
Tallulah has it.
Devi, you're following. Luke, what'd you say?
Tallulah seems to have it, especially if Devi's going. I'm gonna sit down.
Chill out here,
Yeah.
and still get like 1/4 of the proceeds.
Oh yeah. That
Oh
seems
yeah,
fine.
I flashed my badge.
Yeah.
I did my job.
Hey, it's here. You know. Tallulah
Asuna,
said
what'd
she's
you
got it. You know, I trust my coworker.
I would stay down there, but like I would just kind of be like looking around, you know, because I was gonna say like it's good they did the buddy system, you know, make sure you don't go in there. You don't
Buddy
know,
system.
but just kind of keeping an eye out, looking around.
Okay,
So
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 you
happens
both
to
are.
be close to the celebrity. It's fine.
Yeah, I see what it is. You don't want to leave him out of your sight for too long. You can tell Asuna, this is he seems pretty understated here, cleaning some grime off the side of a crate or whatever, but you could tell he is a powerful guy. He is pretty magical. You could just tell those really highly magical people. This is more even so than like your teachers and professors at the college. This guy's like even more higher than that, and those were kind of some of the higher like wizards you knew. You know, this might be one of the more powerful wizards you've met indirectly. Okay, so you're kind of like, oh shit, like maybe I don't want to go upstairs. You know, I'll hang out and see what happens here. Maybe I'll magic up something crazy or something. And then, but I'm assuming like there are some stools at the bar. There's a bunch of tables and chairs. Where do you guys kind of like congregate? There's like maybe 1 or 2 other people in the bar, the far back corner, drinking and talking quietly. They're just enjoying like a lunch drink, it seems like.
I'm going to, since I do not recognize this person, look at the bar, decide that they don't have any wine worth drinking, and sit at a nearby table.
I like how you snuck that in anyways. I love it. Go ahead. Okay, you sit down at a table and wait. Asuna, maybe you're sitting at one of the stools at the bar. You sit down with Luke. Okay. Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah, I know this guy.
Did we come? Yeah.
Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
I'll do that. Yeah. Well, I was gonna ask, like, did we come in and then we went like towards the bar?
Yeah, basically you
What was
walk in and to the left is the bar with a bunch of stools, and he's behind the bar, obviously. And then the rest of the tavern part of the building opens up to the right. There's like maybe a half dozen, maybe even more tables, between like
Probably
6 and
just
10
to
tables and
sit
chairs.
Maybe like, probably just sit by myself near like one of the tables because like I wouldn't want to get like too up.
Like one of the near tables, and then maybe
Yeah.
Luke is a different table a little bit farther, and he
Yeah.
doesn't care.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys sit down. He looks at you both like, what the? And then while Devi and Tallulah make their way down the hallway, you can see there's a couple of unmarked doors and then a couple of marked doors. 1, 2, and then the stairways, which I'm assuming both go up.
Yep.
Now you two have a little bit of time alone, just in case either one of you want to say anything to each other. But maybe you don't know. That's fine. Maybe ask for more cookies.
I think I would say very dryly, thank you for the cookie before. Just like quiet,
Nice.
yeah, just soft, very softly.
I'll give a big, warm, beaming smile. Well, you're welcome. I can make you cookies anytime you like.
That won't be necessary, but thank you.
Kind of taps your nose. Got it.
Like you're gonna make her cookies anyways. Like you don't know what's good for you. I'm making cookies for you. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
All right, so you, the both of you, make your way down back up the other upstairs hall. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You finally get to room number 8. There's a couple more rooms. It's not the last one, but you stop at the door number 8. I'm assuming.
Yep. Knock on it.
All right. You knock on the door, and after a minute, you are greeted by a middle-aged woman with black hair, sunken eyes. You believe this might be who you're looking for, Rosamund Wall. Her eyes seem to brighten a little bit, excited to see you, but you can tell there's something off with her. She's not doing good for some reason. There's something. She's unhappy about something. Something's off. That's pretty much all you can really tell. She goes, can I help you?
Are you Miss Rosamund Walleth?
I am. Who are you?
Oh, we're just some friendly helpers in the town. We've got this necklace delivery for you.
Oh, are you friends of Mr. Denmark?
We're helping him out today, yes.
Love this accent. Does he have news of my necklace?
Oh, it's right here. He fixed it up right up.
This is fantastic. It's been repaired. Come in. And she kind of like ushers you in a little bit. Let me get the amount I owe Mr. Denmark. And she holds the door open for you to come in.
Yeah, I go in.
Yeah.
Goodbye just stares boldly. You don't have cookies, do you, bitch? You care about your shit. True. You both walk in. She closes the door behind you, and you see the room's kind of like a little bit in disarray. There's kind of some dirty plates and some gobbled up pieces of parchment in the corner. It seems like she's been there a while, but not super happy about it. There's some, again, even without an insight check or anything like that, it's like just kind of weird. The curtains are drawn, and she goes, here's the money. Here's the money. I owe Mr. Denmark, and she gets her like a little coin pouch, and she like holds it out to you, and like you kind of do the thank you, and she does. It's like the last of the. She just dumps the whole thing out there, and there's 10 gold coins. It's like, thank you so much. It feels like I've been waiting forever. Thank you so much. And you're like counting the coins, I guess. You're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe not one for Luke, and that means we've got this much. And then she goes, and she opens it up, and you could just tell she's super excited. She's very happy. She's like, and she picks it up and she puts it on. And she kind of looks up at you, and she puts it on and disappears into a fucking like puff of smoke. And that's it. You and Devi are alone in this room. The door is shut. There's like a tiny wisp of smoke where she was.
I like reach my hand out. That's it.
Yeah, you don't touch anything.
Look at Devi. We didn't get to tell her about her bill.
This is why you don't trust magic. This is... What sorcery is this?
I kind of like look around the room. Is there anything? Is there money laying around? Anything valuable? Oh my God.
Let's rob the bitch. She's gone. Get her. You can do, another perception check, I guess. See if there's what you see.
I don't even know where I am.
Should have been opening my eyes this whole time. Yeah, 5 doesn't give you much. You don't see too much besides what I told you. The bed is messy. There's some old like dishes in a corner, like on the ground on the corner. There's the crumpled pieces of paper in the corner. Maybe like an empty quill, a quill and an empty jar of ink. There's really not that much to even see, but that's the most you see with a 5. You should open.
I was too busy looking at her.
That's true.
Okay. Well, yeah, I like look around and don't see anything, and I kind of frown and shrug it. Well, I guess we gotta go tell the barkeep that she skipped out on her bill. And I like look at the money, and I assume I can like give Devi her share from what's there. Do I have to like break a gold coin in half?
What? What are you trying to do?
Give.
Oh, because you're doing like 2.5 gold pieces?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just turn around. I turn around.
Yeah, Devi, what do you do? What do you do
I-
here?
I immediately walk out.
You don't look at anything in
Yeah,
the room. You just like she disappears.
No,
She's
I
like,
want to. I want to get out of this cursed room. This whole thing is. It's enough magic for one day. I'm out of here.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm like walking down the stairs and like splitting it up into 4.
Okay. Sure. You don't worry about splitting money. Like it's splittable however we want to split it.
Okay.
But yes.
Yeah.
So you go back outside. There's just you leave the wisp of smoke lady. She's gone. You close the door behind you. You leave it open. What do you do?
Yeah, I guess I would close it.
And Devi's like already down the stairs. You're just like bolted.
Yeah, I'm already almost back to the bar by now.
Okay. Tallulah, you're coming down the stairs when you hear the barkeep, which I don't think he introduced himself, although Suna does know his name, talk to Devi and go, "How did it go with Mrs. Wallace?"
I need a drink.
He's like,
I'm bad.
there wasn't any trouble, was there?
She's gone. She go.
He's about to like grab you a drink, and then he puts it down and stares at you and he goes, now, by this point, Tallulah has come up and she's holding a bunch of coin in her hand. And he goes to Devi and he goes, gone how? And now he's like getting straightened up. Suna, roll for insight.
I got 21.
Okay, 21. Yeah, you can tell. How do I put this? Yeah, you can tell this guy's getting serious. Yeah.
Well, I mean, our business is concluded.
You're not. Are you saying something out loud, Guillam?
Yeah, I mean, it
No,
sounds
you
we
can't
have
like
our-
interject. You can't interject on a conversation that this guy's having with Devi. You're just gonna stand up and be like, "Our business is concluded."
I mean, I can see him. Can I see him?
You
eyeing
can't.
the
You
gold?
didn't do an insight. You don't think anything's wrong.
Alright.
You're on the other
Yeah,
side of the tavern. Devi's right there. You can tell that he's quizzing you or whatever. The Soon is already like focused on this guy. Is the way I was interpreting it, right? Like it's kind of like your guy or whatever. And as such, that's why you get your insight check to be like, oh shit, he's getting prickled about something. Yeah, you don't know what happened or whatever.
I don't know what it
is.
is, but you just
Right,
have-
you don't know why he's upset, and you barely even understood what Devi said. Like maybe you didn't even hear what Devi said, because I think you can get me if I'm wrong, Dev, but like maybe you kind of said it like she's gone, or like kind of quiet or whatever. But this guy heard, and he's very interested in what you're about to say.
So I said she's gone. She's
gone.
She goes. He said, how does it go?
How did it go? He goes, how did it go with Mrs. Wallace? And you
She's
did a
gone.
pun.
She go.
She go.
So yeah. And
What
I'd
do you
asked
mean
her-
she goes? He's like staring at you.
Yeah. There's something very unnatural about this town. I knew it. She just vanishes right there. She's gone. The necklace. It's
So Tallulah, by this time you're standing, I'm assuming right next to him, you're about to hand Devi her like quarter of the money or whatever.
Yep. And I'm like holding it and I'm about to do it. And I see, like, I look up at the bartender who's like, I hear a tone, I would assume, like,
Oh yeah. Well, he's like, not friendly, want a drink? He's like, what?
yeah.
Yeah.
I go, So, we were delivering an order for her necklace, and she was not well. I don't know what was wrong with her. She didn't seem like she was doing very well. Anyway, she paid us for the delivery and then put the necklace on and just disappeared.
She go.
Didn't even get a chance to tell her about the bill.
You went upstairs with a necklace that you gave her,
Mm-hmm.
and then she disappeared.
Yes. She ordered it from a really nice gentleman at a
Into
place.
smoke.
At the where is it? At the name of the place.
Northern Gemstones.
K place.
Northern
Northern
Gemstones and more.
Northern Gemstones. Yes.
And
Everyone says
we
at
picked
the
up
same time.
an order to deliver it for that nice gentleman. He seems a little nervous about going outside, so we brought it. She paid us for it. And then put it on and she was very emotional. She seemed like the necklace was very important to her. Put it on, disappeared.
She
She
put
did
on a
this a lot.
necklace, and you came down with money from her.
Yeah, for the delivery. Mm-hmm.
He's like, you can just tell without inside check, he does not believe you. He's like, what? You went upstairs with a necklace that made her disappear and came back downstairs with 10 gold pieces. He more or less says something to that effect. He's like,
Oh, if you can verify the order with the Wanderers Guild or with Master DeMark. He likes to go by that now.
no time for formalities. He goes, I don't know. He's like, your story is hard to believe. I believe you all should just wait here while I investigate. And he puts down
He's like
his...
genuinely perplexed. He doesn't understand why it's hard to like. What do you mean?
What do I mean, dear, is that it seems to me that you went upstairs and killed Mrs. Wallace, stole her money, and expect to be leaving scot-free. But that doesn't happen in this establishment.
Oh my!
Before I decide what I'm going to do with the four of you, I want to investigate the room and see what I can tell.
Oh, certainly.
What happens
and I
up
like
there
close my hand
depends-
over the thing.
What?
I close my hand over the gold, and I'm like, "Oh, certainly." And I sit down.
He's actually like, you might want to put that, if that she gave you that money, you might want to put that on the counter there as evidence.
I think he's just upset she skipped out on his bill.
Tallulah, did you sit down near Luke?
No, I sat down at the bar right by where the bartender was.
Luke, you want to say that louder?
Are you just mad she skipped out on your bill? We had nothing to do with whatever whatever your arrangements are with the lady. We completed our task. Whatever the necklace did or whatever she left, you should go seek the authorities to track her down.
I don't appreciate your cavalier attitude. A woman has gone missing, and you seem not to care. Let's say if you are speaking the truth, of which you were not upstairs at all, you were down here, perhaps to keep an eye on me. I believe you should be more silent until I decide what actually happened here. Now, Mrs. Saw no Mrs. here. I believe you should put those gold piece. If Miss Wallace did give you that coin, I believe you should keep it on the counter until I decide what happens next.
Okay. She just puts it down. All right.
He goes, the four of you wait here until I return. And he walks down the hallway and goes up the stairs. The other two people that were eating are trying to like leave really unsubtly, like and they like kind of like slowly walk past and they're like looking at the table as they walk by, an empty table, like, oh, this is great wood grain. I love this. And then like walk past and then like go out the door and like, oh, another beautiful day. And they just like fucking run out the door. The door closes. Now the four of you are alone at the bottom tavern area of the Prideful Pet. Tallulah, you're sitting down at one of the stools at the bar. I don't know what Devi is up to yet. You're sitting next to her, standing, or just positionally, where are you?
I was at the bar.
Sitting or standing?
Standing. Yeah.
Standing. So and Tallulah, you're sitting next to her? Or
Sure.
you move maybe like, okay. And then I'm assuming Asuna, Luke, you guys are kind of at your separate tables on separate sides of the tavern still, or did you guys move anywhere during the conversation?
I just stayed there.
I mean,
Like-
I'll stand up and come closer, I guess.
Okay, well,
Very
as of
dramatic
right
down.
now, when he leaves, you're still sitting though, right?
Sure.
Okay, and the dragon comes and eats all of you.
Do it.
Never know.
I pet it.
No, not what you do to dragons.
Arm. Dismembered
Okay.
arm.
You can hear him go up the stairs. He's taking his time, like he's not running or anything like that. And you can hear footsteps going across the hallway at the top. But you have a few minutes alone.
People sure are distrustful here, huh?
I mean, I'm telling you, these small businesses, he's just upset about the gold he's out.
It's cold.
Fucking libertarian.
And I think he has a fair reason to be concerned when someone literally just disappeared.
So
Yeah, but-
Asuna, before we
And
go
were
on,
these
I want to
people
make
that
sure.
just- yeah.
Go ahead. I want you to say what you're about to say, so remember. But I want to make sure you have the context of who this person
Yeah.
is, because
Yeah,
you
watch
know
this-
this. But so
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say is, this guy's one of the. Not only is he one of the members of the Arcane Council and proud small business owner,
Yes.
he also, as his being a part of the Arcane Council, he is one of the 13 people who deliberate on all magical cases in Astralarum. All cases whatsoever, not just magical.
Fucking hate this town.
This is a rough town.
He will send people. He decides on the cases, right, as a judge with the others.
Right, with the others. There's normally 13, but there isn't right now, but that's a whole nother story. And Asuna, you know that. He's like,
Yeah.
Big deal. What else do I need to know? You'd probably know about the prison. It's called the Oubliette, and definitely not to go to prison in Astralarum.
Was it always called that?
Not changed it because it's
Prison. Don't
way worse now.
wanna Go. Okay, that's what I wrote.
I mean, you don't ever want to go to prison anyways. How do I, because I don't know how you would probably know. I would assume going to college here, you probably went on like a field trip.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That makes sense, right?
To ask about.
Yeah, I always in
You
college.
wish.
I went to many field trips to prisons called the Oubliettes.
The Oubliette is special because it's in a magical city. What you remember, Asuna, when you went on your little field trip to, it's basically right by the Shaded Tower. It's another separate building, and it's a small building for a city this large. It's not very big. You went in there and you noticed there were, they gave you a tour of the cells. There were 6, and they were all empty. There were some other rooms, and they showed you where people actually go, which is their own separate demi-plane, which is a separate plane of existence where they keep you in magically to be various levels of not torture, but it's not great.
It's like solitary confinement, but in
Kind
a
of,
different
kind of.
plane.
But they're crazy. They're like, and it's randomized basically. It's not like trying to torture you. It's just a thing. There's one where there's like no gravity. There's one where everybody like walks on the roofs of the houses, but you don't. There's ones where, and it's just like a small little like think of that like mini little planet in Rick and Morty where they just walk around or whatever. They're like super tiny little encapsulated things. They're always random. And there's like a magically confined place. It's really, really hard to get out unless they let you out.
Okay.
There's like nobody to plead with if you're in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know this, and I would assume that your takeaway of that was, oh, I don't want to go there.
Yeah, and
There
like,
are other frightening prisons around Galaea, but this one's up there.
yeah, it's like, cause, well, I was thinking like, you know, we, like at first I was thinking like, oh, like maybe, you know, since he's, you know, in charge, like he's gonna figure out what's happened to her if she did something sketchy. But then, yeah, putting that into perspective, into context, knowing that, I mean, it's like coming from a place of concern, like, oh yeah, you know, if somebody disappeared in his business, like, of course he wants to figure it out. But then it's like, oh, you know, I know, but I'm not, you know, necessarily saying like, oh, we could be in a lot of crap, you know.
Yeah, you know it. I don't know if you'd say it, but you know you're in a lot of crap.
I would maybe like just not say it outright. Just like, hey guys.
I love getting the like shy players and giving them a bunch of information they have to share with everybody else.
Like, hey guys, like, maybe
like everybody's screwed. Everybody's screwed.
Maybe.
Okay. So yeah, everybody's like, oh, what the heck? And then you're kind of back there like stirring in your seat, like, oh my God, you know, I'm a little worried here. What do you say something out loud? What do you say out loud?
So he went upstairs.
He went upstairs, and like a couple beats pass, everyone's like quiet and like, what the heck?
We're just trying to figure, we're just kind of like,
Sure.
I mean, yeah, it's like, yeah, like, you know, like I get why he wants to check, but also like we should probably, you know, be a little careful, since I guess like if something's happening, you know, we're kind of like involved. Like you guys went up there and you were the ones that saw that she disappeared, so it's like,
Who's this man to decide our fate?
I'm sure everything will work out just fine. They'll go up there. They'll
yeah.
see nobody's gotten hurt, and you know, maybe we have to help pay her bill or something. That worst case scenario.
I wouldn't be worried about the money. I mean, I wouldn't be worried about the money, but you know, we don't know what happened to her. I mean, she could be fine, but
she put on a necklace and went away.
Game Master.
I don't know if you're whoa, real quick. So I don't know if you'd be that naive. I know you'd want to be like down home or whatever, but you live in a magical world full of magical shit happening all the time. It's one like Luke can kind of play it a little bit like this is beneath him or whatever, but I don't see like everybody being like, oh, she disappeared. Oh well, you know, like it's a big deal. It's a big pain in the ass. It's not a good, it could be a good thing, could be a bad thing, but it's a bigger thing than just like normal. What I'm saying is like magic here is not like people put on necklaces and disappear in that way.
Yeah.
So that's setting off something for you, especially since you're the older one of the group. You've seen more shit, you know? Okay. So you to play it super down home, like everything's fine, I don't know what's going on, y'all, is not entirely, like you wouldn't have been able to like make it this far as an adventurer in your previous backstory and stuff.
That's true.
To be like, oh, everything's fine or whatever. It's a little like you're going a little bit, you're maybe need to course correct just a little bit to be like, oh, something is up with this. Maybe, or at the very least, if she is in trouble, maybe we should help her, you know, or like have a stronger, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I guess you would say like, well, I don't know if she knew the necklace would do that when she put it on. Hopefully she's okay.
This is not just typical of the magic. This magic seems to be just causing all sorts of issues left and right, and yet people keep doing it.
I don't want to whatever, but do we have something about magic in your backstory, or are you just like, I forget what we did?
It seems like the natural thing that like being in a combat focused like the magic's been looked down upon. It's been like slandered, right? It's been propagandized a little bit, just like to it's inferior to the physical forms of combat.
I think you'd see some people, this is not saying you're wrong at all. This is up to you or whatever, but there is a part of like magic being very powerful too. So there is some strength in magical people, you know? That doesn't mean like it's not divided so evenly as like there's people who don't use like magic and people that do. But I just want to make sure that's clear. You can still play it the same exact way. There's not a issue or whatever. I'm just curious what
Yeah, no, it's more like it's that because it is such a rival, and in many ways, magic's going to be more powerful than physical. So I feel like as somebody who prides themselves in like sword fighting and hand-to-hand combat, they're going to naturally be intimidated by it, and what do they do when they're intimidated by it? They kind of like
intimidated. That makes more sense to me. I see. Okay.
Yeah. So like it may not be, there might have been people in that clan who still thought magic was super powerful and like, no, it's powerful. You guys are just like, you know, whatever. But I feel like she would be more inclined to have like a bias towards it currently of just like she's intimidated by it. So she's like, no, it's not all that it's cracked up to be. You know, it's
like your path is more combat based, so you feel like that is the right thing, especially for you. So when you see other like magic things, you have kind of not a bias, but like you feel like a little bit more like, I don't know if wary is the right word, but like a little bit like on edge about it. Is that kind of what?
Well, yeah. Imagine like somebody who's training for like 20 years to be really good at sword fighting. They would know the technical elements required of it. Compared to like you'd be ignorant, or at least in her case, if like you see a magic person, they're just waving their wand or whatever around, and big powerful stuff happens, and it's like they didn't work for it at all. There's no skill to waving your hand like that, right? But they don't know that there is a lot of like it's not just reading books. Like there's a lot of like technical know-how that can go.
Sure. Yeah.
And those people who it would appear they're more powerful than the people who work harder. So that's kind of what.
Yeah. Okay.
Jim, I have a settings clarification.
Yeah.
So I guess the point I'm getting a little stuck on is, so magic in the world, how prevalent, like, the reason I'm looking at him a little askance is because he immediately jumped to murder when teleportation could be a thing. You know, invisibility can be a thing. There are plenty of magic disappearances that aren't immediate murder. That, you know.
Yeah, but it's, first of all, to answer your original question, the core question is magic, especially in Astralarum, is obviously pretty prevalent. In the rest of the world, not so much. This is heavily magical. I wouldn't say high magic, whatever. There's no really high magic. So this guy's also knows the established ways of magic. I wouldn't say that it would be strange that a person teleported in front of you two and that was it. It was that the actual point is that these two were so suspicious about it and the whole situation that he is just instantly already on edge about this whole thing. For somebody that's been there for 3 weeks or whatever, however long she's been, and now disappears when these 4 people who barely showed their badges showed up and didn't all go up there. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of like distrust, and he's in a powerful position. He's going to be like, I'll figure this out.
No, I get you. He's shaking us down for a bill. I get it.
He's like, I'm getting that 9 gold, 6 SP. I got to work all night for it. It's a good point. Usually magic is a little bit on the lower side of things. You're in the concentrated part of it. So if you're out in a village or whatever, you could like, you know, even do magic tricks and make some money, kind of like a bard would, you know, because they don't see too much magic out in like villages and stuff. Some villages are crazy magic. But here it's more obviously, this is the center of it. You're close to what could be the center of all magic in Galaea. So he's the teleportation and all that stuff, like I said, isn't the issue. But crazy magical stuff like that is still very like skeptically looked at. there are special like lawyers that look into magical cases in Galaea, because it's still pretty low as far as like some sort of crazy spelljammer campaign or something where it's just super high magic and everybody's just magicking up their magic and stuff. It's such low part that they want to keep a hold on it here. They can keep an eye on it here. So
Okay, well, I'm gonna kick up my feet and look like this is a big waste of my time.
unworried. He's just 100% unworried. Asuna, does that unnerve you or what? Like this guy, he's kicking his put his feet.
Like, I mean, yeah, it's unnerving, but it's also just like, I guess maybe I would be annoyed. Because it's like, I feel like, I mean, like, regardless of all of like the magic stuff, it's like, oh, like someone just like disappeared and like now this guy thinks, you know, we did something. And like, hello? Like, we should probably like, you know, try to like prove like it wasn't us. Like,
It's tough to do when half of you weren't even up there. So
I know.
don't split the group, guys.
Always split the group.
Never split the party. Buddy system wasn't good enough. You need a buddy system that's everybody.
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 Mhm,
Everybody.
Exactly.
Okay. What else? Does anybody else say anything out loud while you're waiting or do anything?
Nope. I just wait patiently.
You're like not worried? What was your take again?
There's worry, but I think it's more, did she know the necklace was going to do that? Did we just deliver something for a really shady character? And now she's teleported into some horrible place where creepy old man tortures her. Like, she looked very upset.
You don't have to.
She looked like she wasn't doing well. Like, she knows she didn't do anything wrong, so she's not feeling exceptionally worried that they're going to get in trouble. It's more like what happened to her, and he seems very upset and surprised.
Do you feel like the barkeeper is like acting irrationally?
No. No. I mean, it seems like a bit much, but also she'd been there for a while and he knew her. He might have been like, what do you mean she's gone? Like, I don't think she's thinking about the murder aspect of it. Because again, she's like, we didn't do anything.
You're confident you didn't kill her directly.
Yeah.
Maybe indirectly.
Maybe, but that would be, you know, there's evidence trail of what they've done. So if they accidentally delivered a murderous necklace, that was, I mean, not their fault. They just took a job from the Wanderers Guild, their very first one.
Now you're already in hot water.
That checks out.
Wow.
That sounds right?
Yeah.
Anybody else say anything? Or do anything besides kick their feet up on the table?
I take out my lute and strum a little bit.
Just the epitome of cool.
Does he really? Like, at that, I'm going to turn
James
around and be
Dean-
like,
James
be
Dean over here."
respectful. That's
The woman-
disrespectful in this situation.
The woman's probably fine.
He's
Besides,
very upset.
well, you should talk to Master What's-His-Face, Abel, whose name I have spaced on. You should talk to Master DeMark.
It fits like Luke so well to not remember people's names. Like, oh, that guy, whatever. He had a shitty shop. Who cares?
How long has it been since he's gone up there?
Only a couple minutes. I'm just giving you guys, if this is your chance to talk, if you have anything you want to say.
I would feel like after a minute or two, I would call up there.
No, it's like a minute. I mean, it takes a minute for him to walk up there, you know? And you can hear the footsteps like of him, like the creaking of the floorboards up there, you know?
Okay.
Asuna, you know something of magic. describe what happened. Perhaps she can tell what happened when she put on the necklace.
Well, wait, do I know what happened? Or like they explained
You
it to
don't
me?
know. Yeah, you two are so cool. You don't even want to ask these two what happened up
Well,
there.
that's what I'm suggesting is that they tell.
Except
Suna.
Asuna didn't go up there. You're
I
asking
didn't go up
Asuna to
there.
ask them.
No, I'm asking Tallulah and Divide to describe it to Suna so she can
Oh,
make
okay.
her.
Got it.
okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
Well, she opened the door. She didn't seem well or right. Something was not. Maybe she seemed sick or very stressed. I don't know. Something wasn't right. She was very excited to see the necklace, almost to tears, like it was some very important sentimental thing. She pulled out the money and gave it to me. It was all she had in their little bag. She didn't have any more. And then she put the necklace on and disappeared and left some smoke. A little bit puff of smoke. That was all that remained of her. Woo.
I feel like it was
Does not
maybe more
happen.
than sentimental there than, you know.
That one would
Something.
guess that now, yeah.
Like somebody, I don't know if
Hindsight?
it was the guy, maybe the guy that made it, or someone like, put some kind of teleportation spell or something into it, and maybe if she puts it on, or if anybody put it on, maybe it'd send them to specific place. Who knows? But
She did say
definitely
she was
something.
waiting a long time. She'd been here waiting for it this whole time. Like that was the only reason she was
That's
here.
interesting. Well,
I mean,
she'd
I
been here for
assume
like
that's
3
why,
weeks. Yeah, you said she'd been here for like 3 weeks, right? So, well, I don't know if we know that.
Yeah, you do. Abel told you. He's
Okay.
like, she dropped it off about 3 weeks ago, and she's been at this place. That's how he knew that she was still there. Here.
Okay, that makes sense. That's interesting.
Where could that kind of necklace? I mean, let's say it was hers, and he repaired it.
Mhm.
I mean, would that kind of thing? If she knew it did that, is that the kind of thing that would just make you invisible? Would it maybe send you somewhere else? Like, do you think she actually, like, I touched the smoke to make sure she wasn't still there.
There. So
She
I
wasn't.
assume, yeah, that would mean she turned invisible. Then she would be right there, like
Yeah.
if you had reached out.
She might have taken a step back.
She's like, this bitch is going to reach out. I better step out of the way. She looks really grabby. I better get out of the way.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, that's a possibility then, as opposed to just straight up, teleporting away. But I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there, so like I can't say for
Are
sure.
those-
Just based off what you said?
Would a teleportation necklace be very valuable? I mean, that would be really valuable to someone, right? If they knew.
It would be. I would think it'd be valuable to like the person that it's like, who owns it, or who it's going to, because they're going to whatever place it's taking them to. But then didn't the guy say that it wasn't that? Because I'd asked before. I think it wasn't that like expensive or like valuable. Because I was worried, like, oh, what if somebody like would try to like rob us or something. But maybe he didn't know that it had this, or maybe he did. I don't know. So that's
Is
kind of
smoke a hallmark of teleportation magic, or could smoke be a sign of like spell disintegration? She put it on, disintegrated. It's
I'm not.
Oh, that's
I'm
awful.
before I would just want to ask a quick question in between. Did Tallulah obviously saw the smoke? Did Devi see the smoke? You were obviously looking at it, right? As you put on the thing, or were you
I
looking
was
around
looking
the
that
room?
direction, yeah.
Okay. So let me think about this. Let's both Tallulah and Devi give me perception, and we'll go from there. +3. Cool. Ooh, 19. Do I go for nature, I guess? Just for cause? I can't think of a better one. No, all right. You definitely both notice a little wisp of smoke. You'll see it, but can't make any more of it.
Did it look like the same smoke as just like a campfire would make? Or did
It's
it
just
look
like a
more
little wisp of, just like a little wisp, you know.
Would Asuna be able to tell if that was a sign of any type of magic, or if that was like an expected thing, if something magical was happening, or?
Asuna, you can roll for Arcana.
Before you do that, I strum a little note on my lute as I play, and I give her bardic inspiration.
Yes, wait a second.
Why are you out here playing a song?
Yeah, I have.
I
It's
took it
not.
out.
We're talking-
He'd already been doing it, being terrible.
I know. It's just.
He like
That's
underlined
true. Did
what
you?
he just
You
said
didn't.
with
You
the
didn't
plus.
stop playing when Tallulah, like you're being rude, basically. You
Yeah.
kept playing.
I mean, I'm fiddling with it. I'm not playing like
Okay.
loudly, but I'm looking
Then
at the
yeah,
string.
you can get bardic inspiration. I don't know how to do that on Av, right? What does it do? What does it do? How does it work?
As a bonus action, a creature of yourself that can. I don't even need the lute, but because I can hear you,
Yes.
gains an inspiration die 1d6. The creature can add it to one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Okay,
This
so
can be added after seeing the roll, but before knowing the outcome. So she can make a Arcana check and then roll a d6 if she wants, and add that d6 to
Okay.
the skill check.
I'll let, since it's already out and it makes sense. I don't know about like for like combat stuff. Somebody's going to do something or whatever. It seems like you could give them bardic inspiration because it's what's going to happen. But her thinking about something is almost like not going
We're
to cut it.
having a discussion
Just
trying
saying
to
this
figure
is
it
like
out.
But since
something
you're
you can-
playing the lute already, and it seems like it tracks for the like you pulling it out. Are you thinking here's something to help you think about this thing you might know or not? It doesn't track like.
concentration music, sure.
Since you have it already, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying that's how I was ruling that one. So
I mean, I think technically by the wording of the ability, if we're gonna go over that, it's just people that can hear me. I don't need my instrument. I can
Yeah,
just be
I don't-
think really hard. Thumbs up.
right, yeah. I mean, do you think she needs help knowing a magical thing? Does Luke think she needs help?
Yeah. I mean, she seems kind of quiet, nervous.
Why would you
Yes,
ask her?
everybody needs help.
Playing.
Yeah, I don't know if that tracks. I'll let it go
Asuna-
through the you playing
Asuna
and that
seems
inspires
nervous
her.
but she seems on edge about when we're talking about stuff. She's on edge about the barkeep for some reason. I don't know why.
Okay.
Bards are annoying.
But
Did you say bards are annoying?
I feel it's
Why are you it's like the guys that whip out their guitar and start playing guitar in random places.
I love that we have successfully gathered a group where everybody hates each other. Like you can't even give them cookies without them flipping out. They're trying to help each other. That person hates the other person. Nobody's getting along. I love it.
He's playing Wonderwall because
that was the joke I was going to make. Yeah.
Allie is loving this.
Play free
see.
bird.
I can't breathe.
He's like, fucking bards. Can you just let me think and put down your goddamn loot? Trying to think.
Okay, but what am I doing?
Roll for Arcana, and then if you want, you can roll a d6. Z, do you remember what the straight up roll is?
Yeah, I
Okay.
I put it on hers too.
Okay, so you can do a well, it's 19 is pretty high. You can go for you can go crazy if you want, and add it on there. No.
Oh wait,
No.
wait, what? I clicked the button on the stream deck again, and it didn't.
Did you? No, you got to do the one under dice rolls.
That's what I did.
But
Why
just
did
do
it do it
do exclamation roll 1d6.
1d6 space 1d6.
I think that's it.
There we go. So 22. Well, 22. I should have just listened to the second one. What's wrong with me?
Oh my god.
All right. You know that. So exactly what is she thinking about? Is smoke a hallmark of teleportation magic? Is that what you're asking? Luke, or
Is
what?
this
As soon as,
Oh, I was gonna say, is it a hallmark of any, like, is it a sign of any type of magic that she's familiar with?
any type of magic. Well,
Yeah, like,
yes.
is there anything where a plume of smoke would be expected from that kind of magic happening?
I mean, that's a little vague. If you say specifically teleportation magic, which maybe she'll put together, like she's thinking like, it's not of teleportation magic. That's usually people just mostly just disappear. So there might be something else at play. But if you're just saying of magic, there's of course like fire spells and stuff that smoke is.
I think he
just me
initially
being
said
nitpicking.
teleportation or
Yeah.
disintegration.
Oh, those were just two examples.
Oh.
Like,
Right,
I was trying to think of what might have happened.
The not of necessarily of teleportation magic, Asuna. You need to say this to them. I'm telling you. Generally, puffs of smoke is not what's left over in teleportation magic in Galaea.
Okay, so you're saying the puffs of magic are not
The puff of smoke
uh,
is not indicative of teleportation magic.
not indicative of teleportation magic in Galaea.
Yeah.
Yes, there's your answer.
She just said what I said. Good. Love it.
That's what you said.
That's what I said. That's what you know. I love it.
He said what he said. That's
Said what he
that's
said.
from my brain.
It's true.
Well, that's especially worrying then.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like tap my chin.
Well, then,
Is that bad? Is that a bad? I mean, if it's not teleportation, and I don't think she just disappeared, like went invisible. What else could it be?
Well,
what
you
is
said
there
you
still
tried
to
reach out.
investigate? What is he doing? Why are we waiting here? Enough
Magic
talk.
takes
it's
time.
it's only
happening.
been technically it's only been like a minute and a half or 2 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Like, it's been,
Probably
like,
hasn't
barely
even
any
been able
time,
to
just so
walk
you know.
down
Yeah.
yeah, he hasn't been able to walk down the hallway yet. So
It's
yeah.
like I'm not even in the room yet. I'm impatient.
What are we implicated in? This makes no sense.
Well, you guys were
We
the
gave
only
the na-
people up there when, she poofed. So
Poofed
I
out
mean,
of existence.
So it's
Gave
like that's
us-
why he, I guess has reason to believe that. I mean, you were the only people that saw it, right?
Now
Sure,
we're being
but
framed for this.
It's not like they were up
ploy?
I'm
there.
just saying you were up there.
They weren't
Yeah,
up there
I
for
mean-
longer than a
What,
moment.
did the barkeep set this up? Who is he to question us?
There's also the element of Luke and Asuna not knowing who these two people are. You guys have not known Devi or Tallulah for more
That's
than
true.
like 3 hours.
Sure, but Tallulah gives out cookies for free, and Divide seems confused about operating in
No,
society.
she did
I
talk
don't
a lot
think-
about combat. What if there was a cat up
Yeah.
there?
Yeah, but she talked about honorable combat, not like I'm gonna
Could
go
have been.
kill
You don't know
old
what this lady.
for some
You
reason.
don't know what happened up there. Could have been a
Tallulah's
whole.
gonna go, I'm cool
teeth.
with that.
She could have like lunged at Devi, and you don't know.
I mean, it would take a cold-blooded, person to walk around calling themselves Granny, handing out cookies, and then being
It
like,
would-
"Yeah, Divide,
would
you
take-
murder this person
No.
silently and in a minute."
It would
and then
take
come
a
back
cold
downstairs.
person to watch a person disappear from the plane of existence and be like, anyways, see you later.
She was concerned.
Ice cold. Just ice cold with you guys. It's impossible to have stakes with you guys. You're just like, yeah, another person died, popped out of existence. Anyways, you guys hungry or?
Well,
I
that's
don't
why I
know,
asked
cookie.
the clarifying question about the magic and use in this world.
Even if so, yeah, it just feels like I don't
You're
know.
going off of reactions before you like told us about how we might perceive this. Like once you mentioned that Granny would have more of an understanding of the seriousness of it, her perspective would have been more concerned, not just like whatever, bye.
Yeah, no, you changed it, but the point being is that not only is maybe you guys regardless if you guys feel like you're at fault, which is fine, but like half of you don't know the other half of you, or what happened up there, or who that lady was, or what was going on with her, or what maybe they're not telling you. So you'd also have to kind of keep that in mind. You guys are not like longtime buddies or whatever. These two might be getting you thrown in jail for no reason whatsoever, and you like it just seems very obviously one person is very worried about this. The guy that's upstairs. That's all that I'm trying to impart.
The GM just doesn't want us to be friends.
I'm so happy when you guys fight.
So hard.
Can you please fight some more?
Idea.
Give somebody a cookie again, Tallulah. There's too much camaraderie right now. I can't handle it.
He's really pushing his agenda.
It's definitely going to be a lot of
agenda.
shock. Yeah, there's like a lot of like shock because like it's happening so fast. Shock because, like you said, we're all so new. We don't even know each other, and now there's going to be like the two people didn't see what happened.
I'm working a gig job. I don't know this lady. It's not my business what she does with her necklaces or where she disappears to. From my perspective, we did a job. If they want to investigate, check out the guy who made the necklace.
Or do we start to get like, I guess it would feel like they were questioning us about, because they don't even know what happened, so they might even start to accuse us of.
Yeah, are we gonna get that vibe?
I mean, he already was throwing murder around. I think we got that vibe.
No, I mean, are Devi and Tallulah gonna get that vibe from you two? That you're like, well, you guys were there, so you probably slit her throat and shoved her in a drain pipe.
Jeez.
I mean, maybe if this ends up like, we're in a dark room with a lamp held over our faces while someone's yelling at us, like, sure, I'll fold and flip on your asses immediately. But, as of right now, I don't think you murdered some random lady.
No,
Okay.
You don't seem the types. I don't know you, but you don't seem the types. And I'm famously a good judge of both character and eating establishments.
Yep. We can rely on that. As you guys continue bickering a little bit more, you end up hearing the barkeep come back downstairs very lightly on his feet. He stands at the entryway to the hallway and stares at you all. And he goes, it appears that something magical did occur in that room. But what happened, I cannot be sure without further investigation. All I do know is that woman may be in great trouble. As to your involvement in this, I'm not quite sure.
That's what she was making me think too.
I am going to let you leave, knowing your affiliation with the Wanderers Guild. But after I have some of the theatrists come and examine the room and these coins more thoroughly, I will probably have them speak with you to get your account of what happened. You are free to go.
Oh.
He picks up the money off the counter, puts it in there, and seals it like in a special pouch in his vest.
Do you think if something happened to that woman, the man at the jewelry shop might know something about it?
I believe that all affiliated parties will be questioned in due course, including yourselves.
Okay. Well, I thought she just teleported away, but my friend was saying that what happened didn't really seem like what would happen with teleportation.
My dear, let's wait until the theaters have a chance to investigate further. We'll call for you either tonight or tomorrow. Please stay in the city. Don't make us come look for you.
We'll probably be staying at the Wanderers Guild.
I appreciate you letting me know. We will send for you as soon as possible.
Okay.
And then you guys get the hint, and you guys step outside back into the bright, but not quite as bright sunlight of Astralarum. And it is at that point, of course, when we do our most favorite time. Voting and experience, everybody. Oh yeah, you guys Better believe it. It's called What We're Here For. So let's take a look here. We'll put that and we'll get some music going. So everybody, the first thing I want to do, we didn't have any rolls, not too many rolls today, so we don't have any rolls of 20 or 1 or anybody killed or anybody got hurt, but I'm sure there's more of that very, very soon.
So nobody got killed. I'm gonna file.
We
that
survived
away
the
as
first
player knowledge.
session.
No player got killed. Let's not try to exonerate ourselves in the awards screen. But I do appreciate that. What we do need to know is who was the most heroic, who was our hero of the episode, who was the most chaotic, the craziest, undefinable, who was the most explorative, looking around, seeing things, investigating, and who was the most interactive, which means with other people, other NPCs. We're going to start with most heroic. I want all my players to give me their opinion, and if there's a tie, I will deliberate and decide. In the future, I'd really like to have the audience fill out a poll, but we're going to do that in a couple of sessions, hopefully. For right now, let's keep it intimate, and tell me, who do you think was the most heroic player today?
I vote Tallulah for the cookies. And
That's
for
very
taking point.
How giving out cookies is courageous.
That's pretty heroic. Absolutely.
I guess she didn't know you, Devi. It could have been like you got stabbed. It could have been a much different reaction. I can see that.
Now, Lucarian would normally say himself, but as the player,
Guillam,
there was one person who did say that they wanted to help people when we were talking about doing work. And that was Tallulah. So.
All right. Allie, who do you think was the most heroic?
I'd say Z because he always wants to fight everybody.
I don't know if that's.
Yes, absolutely correct answer.
Yeah,
That's
Z probably agrees. Okay.
I wanted to change up things.
No, that's good. And Bees, who do you think was the most heroic? Be honest.
Can I say Asuna because she didn't do anything dumb?
in this game. That of course means Tallulah, you are the most heroic. Some just by being a nice person.
Sometimes that's all the heroes really are.
That's really all it takes in this world.
A good heart and a willing to do violence. Willingness to do violence.
Absolutely.
So next is most chaotic. This might be easy or really, really, really hard. Let's go backwards. Tallulah, who you think was the most chaotic?
I mean, Devi.
Devi. Okay. Allie, who do you think was the most chaotic? Chaotic, crazy, all over the place.
Devi.
Dev, who do you think was the most chaotic today?
The lady who disappeared.
Just about to ruin our lives.
You can say yourself.
There's only four people. It's not super
Just say
hard.
yourself. It's fine.
Well, one of us had a Ratatouille flashback when they ate a cookie. No one else did. So I feel like that's...
True. Maybe that's pretty chaotic.
Yeah.
It is.
True.
All right, we'll go with that. Luke, does that mean Devi for you as well?
Yeah. Oh, not for Luke. Luke would choose himself, but...
Not for Luke, for Guillam. Guillam picks...
Guillam picks Devi.
Right. You got it, buddy. Next is most explorative. Looking at things, seeing things. Who do you think was the most explorative? Devi, you go first.
I would probably say Tallulah then.
Okay. Asuna, what about you?
I was gonna say Tallulah as well.
Right, she's so
That's
explorative.
That's good.
Guillam, what does Guillam think of the most explorative player?
Well, Luke, no. I'd say, well, one of us wanted to actually look at the views and go places, so I'm going to say Devi. Because Devi wanted to look at the views. One of us wanted to go to the awful mist that we heard about, the awful fog.
That's awful fog, yes. All right, and Beast, what do you think?
Yeah, I also say Devi because we spent a long time hearing about the views and where everything was because Devi wanted to know what it looked like.
I think that makes sense for that. He also didn't kill like the most person that wanted to kill everybody gets most explorative. I love it. And then most interactive, not only with each other, but that does count, but with NPCs, talking, saying things. It could be interacting with the world. Who was the most interactive player? Guillam.
I'd say Tallulah, who actually like made an effort to talk to people on their own level.
All right.
Arguably me, but Lucarian was mostly talking to himself near people.
Does that kind of counts?
So,
You did have a good interior monologue. I don't know if that's interactive, but I mean,
even in his
I need a new
interactions with
award for
others,
that.
it was more Lucarian talking to hear his own voice. It really depends on how we qualify interactive.
I love it. All right, Tallulah. So, Allie, what do you think? Who was the most interactive?
I feel like I kind of agree with Tallulah because, yeah, I feel like you made an effort to like talk to everyone and kind of like,
Okay,
I guess, see what they had to say and stuff.
that tracks. Z.
Yeah, I was gonna say Tallulah as well, and I was saying hi to all the passerby.
Oh yeah.
And
Cookies.
Bees, who do you think was the most interactive?
I'm going to say me because I actually asked people's names.
Boom, baby. All it takes. It's all it takes. All right.
I'm not ashamed to vote for myself. Sad I won't get most chaotic though. Like ever. That was
You
always a
might.
fun one to win.
There's still time.
When another person rejects one of your cookies, I don't know what's going to happen. We all better watch out. For our first session, we've got our experience points in. Please put this into your sheets. We're a little light this one because no recaps, not so much combat. We'll get to those. Don't worry, you'll have plenty of combat in the future. Let's write these down, everybody. Lucarian, 105 experience points. It rounded, it's like 104.5, but I don't want to deal with that. You get to round it up half of an experience points for your interior monologue. Half a point, good for you. 105. Asuna, you're at 103.
Okay.
Devi, you are at 113. And Tallulah, you are at 111.
Okay.
So make sure you write that down. Keep track. Put it into your character sheets for next time. We're going to hit the next level before you know it. And that is it, everybody. That has been our spectacular, I would say, first chapter of the Tales of Galaea. As always, I want to thank all my players for deciding to join my cult and driving me crazy. I want to give a special shout out to all the people that joined us today. And until next time, thank you all and good night. Bye, guys.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching.